Okay, so that's the end of the votes for the semi-final, so we'll have the final results out very soon. So beach sprinters, you're almost obviously up in the marshalling area. Can we have all the 1K beach sprinters or 1K beach runners down to the marshalling tent? So that's the engine tent down there to see the marshals at the far south, just past the big blue Sun Smart finishing arch. So all 1K relay runners, please make your way down there. As I said, we're not far away from live streaming, so we'll be all systems going in about 3 or 4 minutes. So please make sure you listen to your marshals. And again, good luck to competitors and officials.
Two. Yeah, thanks, Drew. We're not far away from our live stream down here, and we will kick off in just a moment. So once we kick into that, that's that. If we can get the area behind the surf club tents clear, because that is the running track down there. So they're coming behind the surf tents on the first lap. They come back along the beach the second lap. So be ready for that. Clear that area if you can of all the craft and all the debris, eskies, human beings. Get that area clear for the start of the 1K beach run, the team run. I hope you can hear me down there. I'm not sure I'm getting a lot of movement, but if you can, clear that area because they'll be coming through pretty quick. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Western Surf League, the second year of the Western Surf League down here at beautiful North Cottesloe Beach. Full range of events about to hit the beach down here. A beautiful summer's day down here at North Cottesloe. The first of 3 events for this summer for the Western Surf League. I'm Simon Beaumont. Grant True is with us today, Truey. The second year, we've got 3 events here at First one at North Cottesloe on this beautiful morning, one at Scarborough and one at Sorrento. We've got 16 teams, 11 clubs, and a different format this year. Can't wait to get into it. First up, Truey, how would you describe conditions this morning? So important in surf events.
Yeah, thanks, Simon, and welcome to everyone watching at home and on the beach. So today's conditions, at the moment, it's just a slight little south to southeast wind. So not a big swell. We don't get big swells down here at Northcote too much, but with a southwest wind we're expecting later on, we will have some little runners. So that's going to play a big part for especially the surf boats and the skis. I think it's going to get to about 32 degrees today, about 29 at the moment. So make sure you're slip, slop and slap.
Perfect conditions down here. Now, we have some new events on the program this year, some new events which are very exciting, guaranteed to showcase the best of the best here in Western Australia from our 16 teams. We have a team run that's about to kick off, a 1 kilometre beach run, looking forward to that. That's a 2-lap run that'll kick off shortly. A modified Taplin race this year as well, and also a junior Ironman and junior ironwoman as well, which will be on the program. All finals today, Truey, so straight to the action.
Yeah, and look, that's what's great about the Surf League concept. It's short, sharp racing. We do have some heats for, like the sprints and the boats, but pretty much everything else is straight into finals. So the Youth Ironman and Ironwoman, as you said, that's a new addition. Looking forward to seeing some of the future lifesavers and competitors on show today. Don't forget the teams you mentioned, 11 teams or 16 teams from 11 clubs, and I'm really excited to see a team from the southwest. Secret Harbour have got a team and some other boat crews in, and we also welcome back Cottesloe with their team today.
Yeah, we've got 32 surf clubs in Western Australia, and most of them represent. We've got some competitors from bidding up this year as well, which is very, very exciting. We can see the surf clubs in the background, all the different tents who are here today. Let's have a quick chat to the president of Surf Lifesaving WA. All good to go, slip, slop, slapped up, ready to compete. Craig Smith-Gander, great day.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Bowie. It's a beautiful morning down here at North Cotton. The competition's already been going for a while, and I think it's quite fantastic.
A great sort of exhibition. There is a bit of money up for grabs for each of the rounds, the 3 rounds that we'll see, but a bit of dough up for grabs, but most importantly, inter-club bragging rights.
Yeah, very much so, and we've really tried to raise the professional of this event. You can see we've got the tent set up, so every team gets their own tent. We've really making this quite a showcase, and you can see from the amount of clubs and teams we've got that it's taken the interest of the movement.
Well done, Craig Smith. Thank you. Good luck. Competition today as well. Craig Smith-Gander, the president of Surf Lifesaving WA. We're about to get underway with the sprint, so Truey, we'll head back up the beach. I'll get you to maybe talk about a few of the competitors who are in. We're going to go back up and meet a very special guest who's down here today, our special guest starter. So we'll head back down to the beach, and maybe you can let our people at home and here on the beach know who are some of the gun competitors that you're going to keep an eye on today.
Yeah, so we saw some real superstars emerge from last year's race. We're going to see Nikita back in the board. She won the first round at this same beach last year, and the crowd went absolutely nuts on the beach for that win. So young competitors still, maybe 15 or 16, but she is going to be one to watch for these rounds. Don't forget we mentioned some of the superstars. We've also got some very famous starters today. So Ashley Nesbitt, he'll be starting with all the water events, and we've already seen him do some starts in the surf boat. Brett Slocum, former champion, he's going to be starting the beach, and we've got Amanda Lee as the chief referee. So the amazing thing about those 3 famous surf stars themselves is their kids are actually racing later on. So we've got Alex, Mia and Soraya, those starters' kids. They'll be rocking up in some of those races later on today.
Yeah, we can see Ashley Nesbitt here, one of our starters. But look at this, Truey, one of our special guests who's come down today. 2014 Brownlow medalist, of course, and a gun AFL player, one of West Australia's finest ever products. Matt Prittis has come down to the beach today. Pritter, how are you today?
I'm very well. Really excited. It's been years since I've come down to a carnival, so great weather and a great format, so really excited.
You kicked off at the mighty Trig Island Surf Lifesaving Club. You were that's where you got your competitive instincts from, I guess. You love surf lifesaving.
Absolutely. Really grateful for the opportunities and the lessons you learn from surf. That helped me in good stead, not just in the sporting arena, but just life in general. It's one of the great sports that we can do, great family involvement, so really excited. My daughter's just started, she's 6 down at Trig, so we've come full circle now and I'm really excited for that.
Mate, were you any good, Pritter? I believe you're pretty handy on the board and the paddle, bit of surf, and obviously a bit of a training ethic, a work ethic as well. Any good?
Mate, I absolutely love training. We had a really good group down there at Trig and we pushed each other along and we love that side of it. I love boards and skis. I was a shocking swimmer. But yeah, I just love competing.
Well done. Now, I have to mention it, not a bad year for the West Coast Eagles. Good year, wasn't it?
Fantastic. You know, there's so many great stories to come out of it. You know, they faced a lot of adversity. People wrote them off all year, and it just shows if you focus and you work hard and you've got belief in what you're trying to do, anything's possible. And you know, it was probably one of the best games of footy you'll ever see on grand final day. So yeah, couldn't be happier for the boys.
Well, Matt Pritter's down here at our start. Pritter, we're going to send you off. You're going to start the 1K beach run today. You look pretty fit. You look like you're still going around pretty well yourself. You might want to pull the togs on today as well, Pritter.
Oh, mate, I can't sprint, mate. And 1K is a sprint for me, so you won't see me in the togs.
Well done. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks, mate.
Matt Prittis, he is down with today. He's one of our official starters. So what happens from here, Truey? Come back in if you will. What happens from here? All the people watching at home, we're about to kick off with the first event, which is the 1K beach run. I'm not sure if our cameras pick this up, but to involve the clubs and the surf clubs, this run goes behind the surf tents, down to the turning pan, back along, and they'll finish under the finish arch here. So a new event, Truey. 64 people in a mass start, both men and women, juniors and seniors. Should be pretty spectacular.
Yeah, so the beach run, the longer distance, the 1 and 2Ks, still relatively new for surf lifesaving. Been around for maybe 12, 13, 14 years. Obviously Western Australia, home of Alison O'Toole. She won this event numerous times in a row. Australian record of most gold medals won in a row in one event. So WA obviously producing some great 1K and 2K beach competitors. So for those watching at home, the sand is really soft today. They won't be heading down to the harder sand near the water. They're right up next to the sand dune, soft sand, so it's absolutely going to destroy the cards. But you watch 64 competitors. It is 1K, but it's a pretty quick race.
Yeah, well, that's underway in about 60 seconds' time. Our official starter, as we mentioned, is Matt Prittis, formerly of the West Coast Eagles. We're about to get away in just a moment. The blue ribbon events, normally at the conclusion of any carnival, we go through the heats and all the semis and then the finals. All finals today culminates with the Ironman and the Ironwoman races. But I tell you what, I'm looking forward to the beach sprinting, particularly the women's beach sprinting. Looks really, really strong on paper, doesn't it, Truey?
Yeah, it is, and we saw a real tight tussle last year between Gabby and Tegan. Gabby's not here today running. She's having a bit of a rest after the World Championships where she did really well. So Tegan's today. She's going to be obviously the one to watch. Didn't quite get the clean sweep last year, but I know she'll be wanting that this year.
And this is her home track too, isn't it, mate? She's a North Cottesloe member. And of course, Tommy Nolan, this is where he's played his craft as well, the multiple state and Australian Ironman beach flag and beach sprinting champion as well, also from North Cott. I'm Simon Beaumont. This is my friend and colleague Grant True. We're down here at North Cottesloe Beach. We're just about to get underway for the first of our events today, the Team Beach 1K Sprint.
So, yeah, as we said, 1K sprint, they're just getting their final orders. The other race that I want to just call out today that's going to be a real tight tussle is the open surf race. We saw Simon Hooton, your favourite last year, do really well. He's not here today. He's having a bit of a sleep in. But just have a look. We've got Max Anderson-Loke, Jake Smith, Ben Jones, the two Hewitt boys, Harry and Charlie, Jack Wilson and Will Savage. Just those 6 names, that's the cream of the crop, not just in surf swimming in WA, but also open water swimming. I think that's going to be the toughest race of all the races today, and any one of those 6 or 7 names could win it.
Just looking out onto the water, Truey, there's a little bit of south in that breeze, as you were saying before. Pretty good conditions, so there's a little bit around, a little bit of work to do for these guys when they go. You can see the water arena laid out in front of you. I'm Simon Beaumont, I'm with Grant True. We are broadcasting live on mybeach.com.au and here live to the beach as well. 16 teams, 11 clubs. We have some combined clubs and we have the might of clubs like City of Perth, Trig, Mullaloo, Sorrento, North Cottesloe, Cottesloe, all represented as well. To all, I'd like to say to all the parents who are here who may have come up from the country, we'd love to see our country surf lifesavers in action today. Thank you for making the trip. And I know some of the clubs, Secret Harbour and Bidding Up, have put in a really big effort to make sure your competitors are here on the line safe and sound. So thanks to all the support staff, the coaches and the parents who've managed to get the kids onto the line today. There are a lot of juniors represented. All in readiness here, Drew. We're not far away from Matt Prittis starting our 1K beach run.
Yeah, that's right. So we saw the last round of last year's series at Sorrento, and it was a fantastic event. The club's really got behind it. It's been 308 days since that race. I've been pretty excited all winter, looking forward to this. Simon, we've been catching up to work out how we can make this even more special. And I think some of the interviews we're going to have today and during the series is really going to show that the clubs in Western Australia have embraced it. Southwest, like you mentioned, putting together a team. Secret Harbour, about trying to get their teams together. It was a really good winter effort from them, and they've been getting old and young competitors out of the woodwork, to make these teams up.
You're just about to in starter's hands. So just saw Bob Welsh, Order of Australia medalist, is going to marshal the gang over there on the beach for the first of the events. As we said, beautiful conditions. Great stat from Chewy there, 308 days. He's been working hard on the abacus to get that one together. We have a drone in the air today, so beautiful shots out over our water arena. And the camera crews are here as well, covering all of the action. So the marshals are now doing the marshal. You can hear that in the background for the first of the events. We might have a little look at our sequence of events today. I'm sure people at home will be able to see this as the graphics come through. But we've just had all the heats for the boats. You were here for those, for the surf boats. We go to the mixed 1K beach run, beach sprint final, male beach sprint final. If I were to give you $20 Australian, Truey, so go down to the local betting shop to put on it. You've already said it's going to be Tegan Mafiscione from the North Cottesloe Surf Club. Who do you like in the boys today?
Yeah, so obviously it's really hard to go past Jackson Home Beach. We know he's a superstar, not just in the state level, but also in the national and now the world level. So multiple winners at those levels. So he's going to be obviously the one to beat. So Simon, I'd take your $20 because we don't see you handing over money all that often. And I'd probably put it on Jackson there for the win.
All right, well done. Now, we did mention there is a couple of other events in today, which includes the Youth Ironman and the Youth Ironwoman. So that stands, that's quite obvious what that is. But there's a mixed Cameron relay final today as well. I know what a Taplin is. You tell me what a Cameron is. Yeah,
so the Cameron Relay, it's traditionally an event for the younger age groups, so for those that don't have a ski. So we're going to see a swimmer do their course, and then they'll tag a runner, who will then tag a board paddler, who will do their course, and finishing off by a runner. So a swimmer, board paddler, and 2 runners. And it's a really quick event. It's over within a blink of an eye, similar to the reformatted Taplin today. So last year, for those that remember, we had 8 competitors in a team. This year we're back down to 4. So a board, ski, swim, finish off by a runner.
All right, that's great. The thoughts of Grant True, our expert commentator down here on Cottesloe Beach, the first round of the Western Surf League. I'm Simon Beaumont. We will let you enjoy the sights and sounds of the beach down here at North Cottesloe on our live stream. We're not far away from a start.
Okay, so we see the runners. For those watching, we might have some good drone footage later on, or some footage from those higher positions. And you can see the 64 competitors in their teams. So again, this is slightly different. It's a new event that we haven't seen done before. So it is going to be very exciting. All those competitors lining up 64. So we've got 2 males and 2 female competitors for each team. And the team, they'll all run together, and then similar to a surf race, they'll receive points for where they finish, and then we total that up and work out who's won. So this is going to be extremely quick. I can see we've got some of the more traditional 1 and 2K beach runners. Swanbourne are going to be very competitive in this. They've got a number of Australian medal winners in that team for the 2K distance. And we've also got some other really quick sprinters. So some of these sprinters won't have run 1 kilometre in a row for a while, so they're going to be hurting later on.
Yeah, they sure will. So, great sight, isn't it, here on the beach at North Cottesloe, round one of the Western Surf League. You can see all the teams, all the different clubs lining up, ready to go. We have our guest starters down here today, Truey, as you were mentioning, but they move on to the start line right now, ready to go. So, just a reminder to all the competitors, they will be running. We'll be running the tents. So we'll be running behind the tents. And running back along in front of the tents, in between the tents and the beach. It's a fairly narrow piece of beach here, Truey. So you can see them all starting to come onto the line now.
Yeah, that's right. I mentioned the soft sand, and where at home when you run, you get a fair bit of push off. Every step you take on the beach today, you sink maybe about 5 or 6 centimetres. So they're going to be digging their toes, and you watch when they run. If we can get some footage of it, when they run, they're actually going to put their toes in first. Traditional runners in shoes and on the grass tend to do more heel first, but on the beach, it's got to get your toes in, get a bit of traction, and then push off, like a little ramp. So you watch these guys run, and this start is going to be on.
Yeah, we've got Matt Prittis here just about to make the start. They'll give you final instructions. Matt, you have a bit of an endurance machine as a footballer. Any advice to the competitors?
The old 1K, mate. These guys have done all the training, so go out hard and hold on, I reckon, Bowie.
All right, good luck. Some very highly technical advice there from Matt Prittis. All right, good luck, everyone. First of the events down to all the people watching at home, and that's all the people down the beach. Truey, we're about to make a start. First event of the Western Surf League here at North Cottesloe Beach. A new event on the program, folks, the 1K Beach Sprint. All the different clubs represented there, Truey. 16 clubs, 11 teams. Good luck, everybody. Matt Prittis fires the gun, and they are away. There they go. So a good start. You can see there's a great concept of running behind the tents. They'll be back in front of coming on the beach, so they do their little turn around this orange can over here, and then they're back down again. So we get to see them a couple of times in the laps. Just a reminder to everybody down there on the beach, please keep the track clear if you will. They're about to... They'll turn around the orange flags there, Truey, and head back. Pretty frantic start there, Grant, True.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. You know, we are talking about 1K, so it's going to be over in a matter of minutes. But, you know, these guys and girls, that first maybe, 100 metres, they're going to be trying to find their best position within a pack. But they need to keep that speed up. Their legs are going to be burning already, and now they're basically heading probably halfway down. So, again, I mentioned before, Swanbourne Netherlands, newer team to this format. I think they're going to be the ones to watch this year.
They've made the turn and they're coming back, through on the hard sand. The leaders are running in the water, Truey, so they're taking that chance, and they are heading back to us now. So the bulk of the field now goes around the halfway mark on the first lap. It's a 2-lap course today for this 1K beach run. We encourage all the clubs to get behind your runners as they come past. Very important to pick up some points today and maybe pick up a little check for a bit of equipment for the club at day's end, Truey, when we have the presentations. So the first of the runners coming through now, about to make a turn at halfway mark. Looks like some of the city guys well represented there. Trig, City in first, Trig in second, I reckon, Truey.
Yeah, so that's Ethan Jackson there in first position. Not a noted runner, more of a swimmer and board paddler. So I'd say he's hurting a lot at the moment.
He's done well. He has done well, Ethan Jackson. He's just graduated year 12. Truey is from Churchill Senior High School. You can see the guys behind him are moving pretty quickly. So let's pull some of these clubs through as they come through. City Beach well represented. You can hear the noise in the background. North Cottesloe coming through. So Ethan Jackson is leading the 1 kilometre beach run at this stage. 64 competitors. Get behind them, folks. Give your team a big cheer. Remember, every point counts in this event. What a great way to start the Western Surf League. What a great way to start. This is a new event this year, and we're just looking down at the flags. We'll just keep an eye. Ethan Jackson from the City of Perth Surf Club did lead at the halfway mark. You can see the early pace has taken a toll on some of the runners. Every point counts here, Truey.
Yeah, so we saw Swanbourne doing really well. I mentioned them before, and I mentioned the point system. So it's not actually where your first runner finishes. It's more about where the second and third runners actually finish. So they're the first 2 or 3 around. Looks like that's Trig and City of Perth neck to neck at this stage. So these finishing points will be important.
Trigg have moved into the lead, so Trigg have taken the lead. Ethan Jackson is now in second place from City of Perth, but he's hanging on pretty well for a guy who's a little bit better in the water, but it looks like Trigg might take this out. A big run to the line starts now. They'll finish under the finish chute. So we're the first of the clubs today to take out maximum points in one of the events. Looks like it's going to be the Trigg Island Surf Club. Ethan Jackson hanging on pretty well in second there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a fantastic run there, and we're going to be seeing these sprint finalists coming up soon, so they'll be making their way down. And some of these people running today will also be running in the sprint finish. So,
first of our winners across the line today in the Western Surf League from the Trigg Surf Club, and Ethan Jackson. What a run from Ethan Jackson to finish in second. He has a little look over his right-hand shoulder, but that's a muscly performance from Jackson. He gets himself home in second spot.
Yeah, so that we're just going to hear from the winner there. Trigg Island and City of Perth, just trying to do some maths in my head. Those runners look like they've done the best. They're Swanbourne, here we come. So we're starting to make our way into the second, third and fourth runners from each team. Very important that it's not just the first place, but the other 2, 3, third and fourth runners are very important. So Simon's going to have a quick chat to our winner there from Trigg Island, and Trigg Island getting the first of the points today.
All right, so let's bring them all in. Every one of these points counts for your club, so surf clubs, bring them in. This is the first of the events. I'll tell you what, the officials are pretty busy down here, Truey. It's the first time we see this event, and the officials are trying to keep people in line. You need to stay in line, folks, if you can. We're going to talk to the winner in just a moment here on the beach, and it's taken its toll. A couple of dives to the line there, Truey, very spectacular. This is a team event, very spectacular way to start the Western Surf League.
Yeah, look, we saw the start being a little bit chaotic and everyone trying to jostle for positions. The finishers, as they finish, they're just getting herded into their lines so we can record where they all get. So again, I mentioned the points, and the person taking out top points today is with Simon from Trigg Island. So Trigg Island off to a good start.
Yeah, I'm here with the winner. We've been talking AFL football today, and another famous AFL football name comes across the line in the Waterman family, and Ben Waterman from Trigg. Mate, how was that? You actually had Ethan Jackson went out pretty hard, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Ethan caught me by surprise, and he's an amazing athlete, so like keeping up with him was really hard. But I knew I just had to hold in there, and that paid off in the end.
It looked pretty tough. Looking around, there's a bit of carnage around here, Ben, isn't there? Pretty tough event to kick off the day.
Yeah, it is, especially running on the hard sand. But like, the soft sand, it was good to have the hard sand to come back on.
Ben, it's a club event today. You're a member of Trigg, so Trigg gets a few points, and plenty of your teammates in the lines here as well. So do you push a little bit harder when club points are involved?
Yeah, it's always good to get involved with teams that just mean a little bit more, because it's fun first of all, then they do get the more points in the end.
Ben, what else have you got to do today?
I've just got the iron at the end.
Well done, congratulations, good win.
Thank you so much.
Ben Waterman takes out the first of the beach runs today, Truey. So just as we see the rest of the competitors coming across the line now, everybody is home in the beach run. We'll try and find our first female in just a moment, but that's a nice little pick up for Trigg. But, as we said, every single point today counts towards the rankings at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And for an event like a team structure that we saw with that race, again, I mentioned it's not just the first place that's important. It's where, quite often, it's where your third and fourth runner comes. So if you finish first, second and third, and your last runner's all the way at the end, you're going to get a pretty heavily hit on the points table. So it is about a team event. Quite often you'll see it's not just the person who crosses a line that's the winner. The winning team is usually that, the team that fills that sort of 5th, 6th and 7th spot. So very important, but it does represent a great club atmosphere and approach to this event, which is what this is all about.
All right, I might go and see if I can find the female winner of that event. Truey, I might get you to talk a little bit about the beach flags and the beach sprints which are coming up now. The beach sprint course has been laid out. That's our next event on the card, but I might see if I can go and find our female winner. Back to you.
Yeah, so the beach sprints, I've just had a look at the course before. It's maybe about 90 metres. Again, it's in soft sand, so it's some of these sprinters, they've just had a run already, and then we're going to then see them backing up. So they're going to be doing a bit of a cool down, trying to stretch the legs a little bit, and then they're going to be doing their 90-metre run very shortly. So the heats have been run. We're going to get the finals the final competitors up soon. And again, that's going to be the first individual event for today. So I think Simon's been doing a bit of searching, and as we might expect, Swanbourne were quite competitive in the female part of that team run. So we're just going to see Simon has got the first female across the line. So she was very well supported by the other team members. And Simon, we've got the fastest lady on the sand today.
Yeah, she's from Swanbourne, and you picked this. You thought that Bernadette might be one of the witnesses. Bernadette Williams is our winner. Come in, Bernadette. Come into camera shot here. Now, Bernadette, you have had a magnificent summer so far. It says on my sheet here, silver in the States and also silver at the Aussie. So you're in a good vein of form, aren't you?
Oh yeah, well I've had a really solid winter of training. So yeah, I've been really excited to get back on the sand again for summer. I love sand running. It makes all the flat road and track stuff seem easier. So.
Is there a tactic in beach running? Because the boys just go out and try to hang on. What do you try and do? It's slightly different for the girls, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I definitely can't go out as fast as the boys, but I suppose I just try and hang on at the back, and then it's more of a build-up rather than a sprint out at the start.
So Swanbourne are here today, a very proud club. Just down the beach, you can almost see the circler down. Looks like you've got a few fans here, Bernadette. So it means a bit today to pick up some points for the red and whites, right?
Yeah, definitely. We got a big bunch of runners at Swanee, and we meet up every week and run on the sand or up in the hills, and yeah, it's great.
What do you swim like?
What's my swim like? Terrible. I'm just staying on the sand today.
Well done. You're really highly placed today. Well done, and well done on the summer that you're having. Well done.
Yeah, thanks for a great event.
Bernadette Williams. How about that, Swanbourne? Might need some security guards with us, these Swanbourne guys, while it looks of things true. All right, we shortly go to the second of the events. Bernadette Williams takes out the girls' race today. Ben Waterman from Trigg takes out the boys. But as you said, every point counts for all of the clubs. Great atmosphere down here already, True, at North Cottesloe. The teams are really getting behind their runners and their competitors.
Yeah, it is good. And, that's what we said right at the start. This race, this concept is all about team effort and getting behind your other club members. For those at home that aren't familiar with this beach, we're at North Cottesloe. Maybe a kilometre to the south, we have Cottesloe, another very famous surf club. And then Swanbourne, Netherlands, who we were just talking to, is about 2 kilometres to the north. So 3 clubs, all doing well so far. Sort of compacted onto this short bit of coastline. So Swanbourne, they're probably going to go very close in the points, but Trigg Island probably as well finishing up in the top 2 for those races.
Yeah, and all those clubs have shared different results. This is the second staging of the Western Surf League. We had 3 events last year, including at this venue. And we should say to all the North Cottesloe people who are down here today, they're celebrating 100 years of existence of their club, which makes them the 3rd club in Western Australia to reach 100. It's a big year for them. It's their centenary celebrations. They had a big opening ceremony a couple of months ago, Truey, up on the grass, and it was a great day. So congratulations to North Cottesloe for making 100 years, this proud club. And they'll be looking to try and get maximum points today on their home beach, I reckon. We are not far away from our beach sprint finals.
Yes, that's right, Simon. So I'm just going to head down there to the beach sprints, and we see, I think it's the male, maybe the females just getting themselves organised. So we've already had the heats, and we're going to be seeing the 7 or 8 fastest competitors on the sand later on. So it's the ladies just getting themselves organised, and as we expect, Tegan is down there. I can see Megan Slattery also joining. That probably one of the other quick ones to watch today. So beach starting to heat up. We've seen the longer course running. Now we're going to move into the short course. As I said, 90 metres, beautifully prepared track down here today, nice and flat. And Chief Starter Brett Slocum will be sending these runners on their way. So they're running from the south to the north with the wind, just to make it a little bit quicker. And after these sprints, we'll be moving into some of the water events. So good to see Cottesloe also represented today in the final. And just looking down, I can see Fremantle, Sorrento, North Cott, 2 competitors there, 2 competitors from City. We've got Cottesloe, and then at the bottom of the track, closest to the water, Motherloo. So Motherloo, good to see them today. I mentioned they've got some really good rowers, particularly in under-19 male boat crew, are going to be pushing hard to try and knock off these, I suppose, the more favourite teams like the North Cott. Those three crews, all very competitive.
Last year, Truey, in the Western Surf League, this was one of the standout events, the female beach sprinters. We enjoyed great competition in the flags and in the beach sprint, but Gabby Murphy from the City of Perth, Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento, Tegan Maffasione from North Cottesloe on her home sand, Britt Horton, who I think may not be here today, Serena Nandapi from Binningup, who is the under-15 state beach sprint champ, and the Australian beach sprint silver member of the WA development squad. So the women's field chock a block full of talent and personalities too. The sprinters are extroverts and plenty of characters in the field, and they'll be looking to sight themselves out. I know you like Tegan Maffasione here, the school teacher from North Cottesloe, and she is like a lot of the beach sprinters. They are fierce competitors once the gun goes off, particularly in the flags.
Yeah, and the other ones to probably watch there too, who'll be pushing Tegan all the way. Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento. So I mentioned second from the top. She had a really good year last year, and is one of the younger runners in this field, as is Mia Fraser. But for me, again, I mentioned Tegan, probably Megan Slattery, and then I'd say probably Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento. So again, we see Northcott and Sorrento as super powerful running clubs, not just in the state, but on a national level. They're going to be the ones to watch.
We do see, for those people at home watching on mybeach.com, we do see the different clubs tend to have different strengths. North Cottesloe famous for its boat crews and famous for its beach sprinters as well. City of Perth very famous for its swimmers, ironmen and ironwomen. Certainly we see the clubs with the big junior teams, Motherloo and Sorrento, being very strong across the board. All right, we are away here, Truey, the first of the beach sprints. Here we go. So we can see Tegan just struggling to get her game going. But it looks like Sorrento, I reckon Cottesloe might have taken that unofficially. We'll try and get a result there in just a moment. But
yeah, that's right, Simon. So a bit of an upset there. Courtney Franz from Cottesloe. She had a really good start, actually. Really got out quick, and that's what these sprint events are all about. So we'll see what the officials can come up with. It was really close, probably the top six all within about 1 metre of that finish line. So we'll see how the officials go, but for me it's looking like Courtney Franz from Cottesloe.
Yeah, good event, and once again well supported by the clubs and by the crowd. So just that wind, just running with a tailwind today, that wind just starting to turn around from the south now, Truey, and turning around to the ocean. So just starting to come from the southwest, which will make the water events just that little bit more exciting, a little bit more chop to plough through. And that's right, you called it. So Cottesloe, in a little bit of an upset, taking out there by the narrowest of margins, do win the women's beach sprint today. So we'll have a quick chat to our winner. Tegan Maffasione from Northcott picks up fourth, one of the guns of surf lifesaving here in WA.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to see if we can grab Courtney here. She's just talking to the officials. But yeah, great first beach sprint there for Cottesloe, and getting some good points there early. The men are just getting themselves organised. You see Jackson Simmons just pacing out that course, looking for any holes that need filling in, and the boys are just going through their final paces.
Yeah, we'll have a chat to Courtney in just a moment down here. A little bit of an upset. Truey, just get yourself on camera if you can. What about Cottesloe taking out that? That was pretty exciting. We're not far away from our men's event. Just keep an eye on that start line down there, Truey, for the start of our men's final. Grant True with our winner of the women's beach sprint.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Courtney, amazing race. First win for today in the beach sprint. And Cottesloe had a team last year. It must be really good to see Cottesloe back in this team event.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic having Cottesloe back down here. Been a member for so many years now that competing is like a second home. So it's great to see a club of 24 people coming down and all supporting each other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and look, we didn't have you as one of the favourites before the race. You're definitely a favourite going in for the next 2 rounds. An amazing start. You seem to spring out a lot quicker than everyone else.
Oh yeah, I try and make sure I have a good start. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but today it felt pretty good, so I'm very lucky.
Very good. And you got the flags later on?
Sure do.
Okay, well, Courtney, winner of round 1 sprint, and we'll see how you can go in the flags later on.
Yeah, well done, Courtney. Well done to Cottesloe. Thank you, Grant. We are in starters' hands down here, ladies and gentlemen. The men's beach sprint, the big names of men's sprinting here in WA. Mentioned him before, Jacko Simons, the superstar. Tommy Nolan on his home track from North Cottesloe. Charlie Rigby, Cam Leggett, a couple of the names to look for today. Grant, here we go. Well, they're away, folks. They are away in the beach sprint here in the men's. Jacko Simons starting to wind up, and he will take it out. I reckon that is a fantastic race. He has a little look over his left-hand shoulder, but the king of the beach gets home first. Great race from the boys. Tommy Nolan in there as well. A big finish from the Trig Island boys as well on the ocean side. But Jacko Simons, he's a gun, isn't he? He's a great competitor, loves the big stage, loves the cameras and the lights, and he takes it out today with a superb all-round performance. We'll get the official confirmation of our finishing order down here. We're broadcasting, streaming live to mybeach.com.au, and we are speaking to you live here on North Cottesloe Beach. Getting up to 32 degrees today. The wind starting to swing around to the southwest, making for a good water arena events today.
Yeah, that's right. So Jackson there, we are waiting for the official results, but for me it was maybe by maybe a metre or so. So Jackson just had a fantastic World Championships campaign, and then obviously last year adding a few more medals to the trophy cabinet and the sprints at the Australian Championships. So yeah, we did manage to call Jackson. So Simon, you owe me $20. Thank you very much. And we'll see how we go with picking these races. So officials just about to make their call, and then we'll be heading down to some water events.
Pretty sure it was 20 Indonesian rupiah was the amount that I mentioned. Well done to the tech of the events. As we have said a few times this morning, if you haven't seen the events before, all finals today, no heats, straight through to finals. The heats have been done earlier today, so everything you see today is the best of the best in the Grand Prix format, the Western Surf League. Just waiting on our final confirmation from our officials. And confirmation, Jackson Simons takes it out.
So while Simon's just waiting to grab Jackson for a bit of a chat with the champion, I'm just going to make my way down to the ski arena. So we mentioned this format, beach sprint. We've only walked 10 metres and we're already down into the water arenas. So nice compact arenas today, and then we'll be seeing the boats racing around the water courses again. So nice and tight racing here. We've already seen the beach sprints, a couple of upsets. We'll wait for the 1K beach team run results, and the ladies are just getting themselves organised in the ski. So Simon, you've got the fastest man on the sand today.
Yeah, I do. Jackson Simon's not unfamiliar with having an interview after having a win in the Western Surf League. How was that, mate? I saw you look over your left shoulder just to make sure. Reasonably close at the end, but you look like you may have had under control.
Oh, I wouldn't say under control. It was a pretty bad run, which is not a great track, but yeah, no, good to get a win and get some points for the club.
How do you like the Western Surf League format with all the clubs down here, a bit of shouting and yelling? Pretty good, hey?
Yeah, no, it's good. Obviously, at some carnivals, who don't like the beach guys, don't really get to see the water events, so it's good to come down and support them and try to help out where we can, even though we've got no knowledge on the water, but no, good to get around them and see them do well.
Well done. Western Surf League was you were outstanding last year, one of the form players of the competition. You pick up some points for Sorrento to do too, mate. That's important for you.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's sort of why we're here, is try to get those overall points and try to finish in the top 3 for the prize money. And yeah, hopefully we can try to get there. We've got a young team, but I think we can do quite well this year. Now, sprinters are extroverts. They don't mind having a bit of a chat. Is there anything you'd like to say to the rest of the crew, your competitors before the beach flags? Would you like an opportunity to trash talk a little bit, Jacko? Oh, I'm not a big trash talker, but I just normally like to talk a bit of rubbish before the race and just have a bit of a laugh. And yeah, just try to keep it chilled and a bit of fun. Like, we're not here for sheep station, so yeah, it's all about enjoyment.
Well done, well done, well said, well done. And it's a good team day. Well done, Jacko.
Cheers.
Jackson Simons takes out the men's sprint. Back to you, Truey.
Yes, we're off to a very good start here in the first of the water events. So open female ski, as you've mentioned, Simon, straight through to a final. And already the ladies are probably maybe about halfway out there. So the ones to watch today from Trigg Island, Simone Wilson. She got third in the state last year, second in the states last year. Asa Noel from North Cottesloe, home beach competitor, so she'll be wanting to do well. And probably also you'd have a look at Kira Albertson from the City Black team. So still pretty tight. We can see the conditions on the shore not making a big difference. We do have a slight wind coming in, so some of these ladies will be looking for a little run, maybe a swell just to work halfway in. But at this stage, it's neck and neck, probably from, as I said, Asa from North Cottesloe, Simone, and then Kira. You can just see just right on the other two ladies wash there. So she's actually probably getting a bit of a free ride at this stage, just sitting on that wash, maybe saving 10 to 15%. So we might see her maybe just saving some energy for that sprint home, as we've seen in the men's races throughout the years. So Simone and Asa, they're really opening up a bit of a lead there. Kira's just coming back onto their wash. Again, these races over very, very quickly. We might see a little bit of a run there just as they come inside those shorter cans. But at this stage, Simone from Trigg Island, she's just opened up maybe half a ski length. And in these races, it's over so quick, that's all it takes.
The beach run could come into contention here, Truey, couldn't, as we see a couple of little runners, little waves to contend with. So strong on the paddle, aren't they? So strong on the ski, the Trigg Island Surf Club. This is where they'll look to make some points. But we have a change in the lead, Truey. So as you said, one of those little runs it'll all going to come down to the run and the dismount today. So we see the girls about to hop off here in the final of the ski. And up first to the City of Perth, dodging a few handlers, but it looks like the City of Perth will get onto that finish track first and driving hard for the line now. So little change in the lead there, Truey. Looks to get it. You can hear the cheers from the City of Perth guys. City of Perth get home first. That is a...
Yeah, that's right. We did say before it's about sitting in the right spot for these races. So Kira did well there. She sat just on the other two Simone and Asa's washers, waited for the last minute, and being more of an ironwoman competitor, she obviously spends a little bit more time sprinting than the other two. And yeah, so that run up the little travelator of soft sand gave her a 2 or 3 metre lead. So well done.
One of the blue ribbon events of any surf carnival is the ski. We go to the boys on the starters line down there. In starters' hands, Ashley Nesbitt, the multiple title winner. In starters' hands, Ashley Nesbitt fires off the gun and the whistle blows. So back they come. We'll catch up with Kira Albertson from City of Perth Black in just a moment. As Grant True said, a nice finish from her. Every point counts, Surf Club, so make sure you cheer in all the competitors. And we have a restart down here at the men's ski. Always one of the most spectacular sights, any surf carnival, the final of the men's ski, the start, Truey.
Yeah, that's right. So these guys just getting themselves organised with not a lot of surf conditions on today. It is really important to get the best start possible. So the ski, not just in the males but also in the ladies, we've seen Trigg Island dominate at a national level, one of the strongest ski clubs in Australia at the moment. And we'll also be looking for Dan Humble. He's in there. He'll be one to watch from Trigg Island. We've also got Josh Maurice from Secret Harbour, part of that newer team in this series. He's a very, very strong ski paddler on that grey and green ski. And then also Devon Carron from Trigg Island in their second team, the current under-19 state champion.
Great start from Humble, as predicted. He loves the big stage too, doesn't he, Truey? Dan Humble from Trigg. That's a massive start from him. Look at the power of the boys in the surf ski. Always one of the best sights of a surf carnival at the start, the first 100 metres when the kilowatts get going. So Dan Humble, he's got a ripper of a start there today, as he always does. It's amazing, Truey, how in these events, there's always a little bit of luck with the surf. It's amazing how lucky the strong paddlers always get. Not so much luck, it's just a lot of power involved and experience.
Yeah, that's right, and you're exactly right, Simon. We saw Dan just absolutely explode off that start, and as predicted, Josh Maurice straight on that wash. So Dan's probably the most accomplished and credentialed paddler out there, but just watch. We've already seen it happen in the female ski, and look at Dan just exploding there. Again, we saw it last year.
Just a couple of soft paddles from him there, Tree. Just a couple of soft paddles to get himself around. And as you say, just took off, didn't he? Just a pump for about 30 metres.
So probably within about 5 or 6 strokes, he's made that lead 10 to 15 metres. So
that's hear the buzz on the beach now, can't you, when you see the gap? He's just, as you said, the power, unbelievable from Humble. And you see there's the ripple of excitement go through the beach, watching one of the best in WA. But he's got some company, Truey. He's just gone to the north of the course, but he does have some company on those little runs. Game on once again. It's going to come down to the run. Plenty happening in those little channels out there, Grant. True.
Yeah, that's right. So we see Dan. He's just being joined by Northcott and City a little bit. But again, another 2 or 3 strokes, massive amounts of power, and he's made that lead 15 metres. So run to go. Dan is a good runner, a very strong runner. The run is part of the ski relay component. So these guys work on that sprint now because it does make a difference when it's coming down to medals. So Dan Humble, as predicted,
let's bring him in,
destroying that ski.
Let's bring him in. Dan Humble takes it out from Trigg. Great performance. That's as good as a ski race as you'll see, folks. The power, the change of pace. Great performance from him. Secret Harbour up there as well, worth picking up some valuable points. So Dan Humble, not for the first time, takes out a title in the Western Surf League. Nice work from him.
Yeah, that's right. We might see if we can grab Dan when he caught his breath. So Dan, did you want to just... So we're going to be a bit mean here. We've got Dan straight onto the camera for a few questions. Dan, you had a fantastic Worlds representing Great Britain back in WA. How was that paddle?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, the young boys are, you know, they're coming hot and I'm not getting any younger. So it's great to still be out there and trying to do the best I can for the club and the team.
We saw you sort of holding your own around that top can, and then that middle apex can totally exploded, put about 15 metres. Was that part of your plan?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I did a pretty substantial warm-up and looking at the water and conditions and know that if you turn that first can in front, set yourself for a runner on the second and you skate away. So, you know, it's experience and knowledge that's come from some true greats over the years, and, you know, those guys pass it on. So I've been very lucky to be part of such a successful club for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. That club does have a fantastic culture. We saw it with the Taplin team winning Team of the Year last year, and you could really tell it wasn't just about those 6 guys. It was about, you know, the other people that are making up the other teams. What's left for you today?
Paddling the Taplin, and that's it for me. So, you know, it's one-shot wonder really these days with the ski. So, do my best for the club and the team, and wish everyone else good luck for the rest of the day.
Fantastic, thank you. Dan Humble, gold medal today in the open ski.
And a Secret Harbour rule represented then as well in that race. So a good fella, Dan Humble, hero, of course, firefighter, professional firefighter, and has been involved in helping out people in the community and getting a little bit of media of his own as well. Just an all-round great citizen of Western Australia, Dan Humble. We can't chat to Kira Albertson because she's up next. She's back into the water, as is often the case. Very quick turnaround for the athletes as they get to go around again. For those guys who've just joined us, we're at North Cottesloe Beach, round 1 of the Western Surf League. First round of 3. We go to Sorrento, we go to Scarborough, and a beautiful morning down here. Getting up to around about 30 degrees, probably around about 26 or so at the moment, Truey. The wind started to come around from the southwest, which adds a little bit of excitement to the water events, particularly when they make the turn for home.
Yeah, so again, these courses are a little bit shorter than normal, that board course with just the apex around the back of the swim course. So this will be a very quick race. Again, look out for Kira. We've seen her take out the ski. She's going to be one to watch. Kalani Scott, also a very famous board paddling family in Western Australia. But for me, Nikita Freeman from Trigg Island. She brought the crowd to its feet last year at this race, and I'm expecting her to have another fantastic paddle. She actually got a bronze medal at the Australian Championships earlier this year in the under-15 board, so she knows how to race in the big league.
All right, in starters hounds down here on the beach. So Ashley Nesbitt has the starters gun aloft. We get a start in the female board finals, straight through to finals in all of our events today. No Jade Mickle this year with the great Jade Mickle, who took out so many events last year with her surf skills, training and racing in Queensland at the moment. But the girls are away. You can see our drone footage if you're watching at home from my beach, and the very exciting concluding the finals as the boys get ready for the board race right behind them. So the girls got a couple of runners, got a style little march out there early on. Grant True, as you say, a slightly modified shortened course today here at North Cottesloe. Famous bit of beach this, just in between the reef, and it's about to make their turn soon. Grant True.
Absolute flying start there from Amy from North Cottesloe. Also joined Nikita Freeman just to the right of that main pack. But again, tactics are coming into play. They're all sitting on each other's wash and just trying to save a little bit of energy. So looks like that's Amy Annabelle from North Cott, I think, in the lead, closely followed by Nikita Freeman. But look at the rest, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, all within about 10 metres. And we saw that the runs and the waves and the run can make a bit of a difference in these races.
See, nearly all of the females going on to their stomachs to go around the apex and back onto their knees for the run in. It's obviously a coaching tactic and a strategic tactic. But see, I think that's Kira Albertson sitting in second there, Truey from the City of Perth Black. So she did take out the board. She's been out. She's only just raced, so the heart rate will be up. But she now moves into the lead, I think, and she'll be trying to get one of these little runs. Bit of dead water there, Truey. The run to the line starts right now.
Yeah, that's right. So we can see the leading competitors just getting the first of those runs. They've got maybe another 15, 20 metres of paddling there. But a little bit hard to see with the glare, but I think that might actually be Trig Island in the lead there with that pink nose of the board. North Cottesloe, Sorrento City, Carney all joining on that wave. So bit of a party wave there. And Nikita from Trig Island looks like she's going to go around that turning can first.
Very exciting.
Amy and Kalani are going to be the ones fighting it out.
She started again, Truey. She loves the Western Surf League, this athlete. And well done to Trig Island. She is a tank, isn't it, when it comes to these events. That's a great performance from her. Took the Nikita Fredonay from Trig Island red. Well done, Nikita. Once again, that year older, that year stronger. And Akira Albertson just crossing the line now.
Super close finishes, not just for first and second today, Simon, but you know, right down to the lower points, right down to the 7th and 8th. These competitors are putting everything on the line. They know what it means to get those extra points. They all tallies up to the end, and we're not too far away from the open male board race as well. Last year we saw Tom Gallagher dominating the board races, winning all 3 races. No Tom today, so it's time to get a new champion for the board race. So
good start from Matty Collis there. Matty Collis from City of Perth has had a blinding start there. I've been watching him training on Wednesday nights. He won't mind this little bit of a headwind. So Matty Collis, a good start from him at the front of the arrowhead. So nice start from Collis from the City of Perth Surf Club. Let's talk now to Nikita Fredonay, who's taken out the women's board today. Nikita, good to see you again. The Western Surf League's underway, and I'm interviewing you because you've won a race. Well done.
Thank you very much.
How was it?
It was really tough. It's pretty short, so you don't have an opportunity to really stuff up anything. So if you stuff up your start, you're kind of out already. So that was pretty hard.
Great second half from you today, but a really close race, as you say. What else have you got on the card today?
I'm doing the board leg for the mixed Taplin, and then I also have the open iron to go.
Well done. Got a few points to Trig Island. Well done, Nikita.
Thank you very much.
The star of last year's Western Surf League, one of the young stars, as they head around there and make their run to the shore right now in the men's board. Truey.
Yeah, Matt Collis, he's got a slight lead there. He's just jumped back up onto his knees. So Patrick Ely from Trig Island, he's giving him a bit of a push along at the moment. And then back to Kelton, also from Trig Island. So Matt's got a bit of work to do. They're chasing him down at 100 miles an hour. But he can run, this young fella.
He can. Matty Collis, and of course, he just graduated year 12 as well, Truey. So a lot of these guys have just come off all their levers weeks and what have you. He's been a bit crook, Matty, like a lot of the 18-year-olds have, like Ethan Jackson and others. It's going to be a run to the line, but Matt Collis is up there, I think. Well, let's keep an eye on this, Tree, because, as you know, my eyesight's not the best on these long-range events, so we'll try and bring these guys through. It could be. We have the run to the line now.
Yeah, absolute. Nothing in it there. 1 metre in it between these two first competitors. Again, that all-important sprint coming down to it. We've seen it make a big difference in board relays, and I think it's going to make a big difference now in the board final. And super tight racing. Look at that, throwing yourself at the line. That's how much a win for these guys means. So we're going to probably leave that to the officials. But great paddling, good teamwork there. And again, the 3 big clubs out in first, second, third and fourth.
Really enjoying seeing the support of some of the combined clubs for their guys, the North Cottesloes, the Binning Ups, the Secret Harbours, all getting a big cheer as they come through. So Matt Collis, a dive to the line, but it looks like the officials have put him in second after leading the whole way. He got a really good start today, Matt Collis, but he was overhauled in the last 5 metres of the run today. And Truey, I might get you to interview our winner if you can. So great men's race today, all straight through to the finals today. Can we have all of the beach flag competitors to the arena, or beach flag competitors to the arena, please? If you're not down there talking to the officials by now, you should be. All beach flag officials down to the arena. Very, very exciting race in the men's board today. The first sprint finish of the day, Grant True, is with our winner.
Yeah, another very, very close race there. Kelly from Trig Island just pipped out Matt there on the line. What a way to finish a board race.
Yeah, it's pretty tough out there. Like, not much help in flat conditions. It's difficult.
Yeah, and look, we saw you get a little run right on the shore to come back up onto Matt. Any other races for you today?
Yeah, just the board in Taplin. So hopefully the wind picks up.
Yeah, good one. I think it will. I think you'll get your wish. And again, we saw Tom dominate last year. So only the second person to win this event in the series. And Kelly, good luck for the Taplin ladder on today.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, well done, Grant. So yeah, great, very exciting sprint finish. And we have seen the men's and women's board run and done, and the surf playing a part in the final stages today. So the big powerhouse clubs mostly taking the points at this stage, but it's where every single competitor finishes today. We will have a presentation, most importantly, of our checks a little bit later on. We're here at the North Cottesloe Surf Club. They are celebrating 100 years this year, and the celebrations continue with the first round of the Western Surf League. We should have all of our competitors down at the beach flags. That competition not far away. We're in starters' hands now for another one of our finals, Truey.
Yeah, straight into the open female sprint, a surf race final. And again, some of these ladies have gone around the ski, some have done the run, they backed up in the board. Now it's time for the swim. So swim, not a bad distance today, not as close to the short course format that we've seen. Soraya Lee from Mullaloo, she'll be the one to watch in this, I think. We've seen her get a really good start, making her way across that shallow bank. Sophie Lloyd and Kalani Scott from City, I've seen them training, and Kalani's probably the big improver in the water this year. So Soraya Lee just on the far left. We've got Sophie in the middle, and then Kalani just on her right-hand shoulder.
Yeah, so Kalani just sneaking away. The water events, the big clubs are so strong in the water events. They're all part of the big swim squads. They've got the great training programs at Trig and at City and at Mullaloo and Sorrento. The big powerhouse metropolitan clubs do hold sway in many of the water events. But as we said, a lot of the combined clubs will be looking to get some points together today. Breeze starting to swing around now, Truey, ever so gently, so they are swimming into what looks like a southwesterly at this stage. And this is a sport, now an event for the strong swimmers, getting out to the cans as strong as they can. You can see the boys who are about to kick off, practicing their starts, practicing getting out through that channel. The start, all important. Looks like Trig Island just with a very, very half-body length lead as they head around the apex of the swim course today.
Yeah, Simon, that's what's amazing about competing in the surf. We saw the earlier competitors making their way out, and it was dead flat. Even in the ski, only 20 minutes ago, it was still relatively flat. Within that 20-minute time frame, sea breezes come in, we've got some bigger chops developing, and in another half an hour, when we get through to the finals of the Ironman and the Youth Ironman, it's going to be totally different racing conditions. So really unique thing about competing in the surf.
Approaching the halfway mark of the women's surf swim, and it's a race in 3 at this stage, perhaps in 4, with the 3 of the swimmers just getting away ever so slightly. So I think Soraya Lee just hanging on in 4th. Had a great Western Surf League last year, didn't she, Truey, in last summer? But I reckon she's just sitting in 4th. But I reckon Trig Island might be out in front at this point. So they make their run into the beach now. Truey, in your experience, how important is this next little leg? Obviously has a big impact with the watercraft, with the board and the ski, but how important is the tailwind for the swimmers?
Yeah, the interesting thing about a tailwind in a swim is it's not so much about getting a lot of advantage, it's more around being aware of where it's pushing you. So these ladies would have had a spot where they've looked from out at the can in their warm-up, they'll know their line, and these little chops are just pushing them all the way to the left. So they're going to have to counter that by maybe heading back to the right, lifting their head a little bit more often, just so that they don't end up swimming an extra 10 to 15 metres. So halfway in, and again, very tight there with Trig Island competitors, Sasha, and I think that's Charlie Pratt from Trig Island as well will be up in that lead pack. Sophie Lloyd, Kalani Scott, and Soraya Lee. I'd say they're the top 5 there. We've seen the run play such a big difference in the craft. Let's see how it goes in the surf races.
All right, they're going to the channel now. We are down here at North Cottesloe Beach, the exciting conclusion of the women's surf race, the swim race. And we see her swimmer there they're from Trig, who's led all the way through the event today. Soraya Lee did make a little charge during the swim-in, but it's just been overhauled a little bit. They move in now. Truly, will someone get a wave as they make their way up? So good swimming from Trig Island, we reckon, and they're about to run up on the sand. Get behind your swimmers, surf clubs. Here we go. They make their run to the line now, and that's a nice little lead out of the water. Very powerful out of the water there, Truey. Makes it a run to the line now.
Yeah, absolutely, and that might be, can't quite see down there, Sophie from City of Perth. Really good last, probably 10 metres of that swim. Just put her foot down. I think that's Cara from Trig Island as well, into 2nd position maybe. Soraya, we mentioned her, she's going to be going around in the ironwoman later on, into 3rd position. But again, neck and neck until 10 metres before the line, and then that final little bit of effort, final little bit of wave is making a big difference today.
Yeah, plenty of support for the crowd. Every point, every place important here, so that you can hear the surf clubs getting behind their swimmers as they make their run to the line. Picking up a few places, all important. Well done, girls. Very, very good racing. We are on the start line for the men's surf ski. Who do you like in this one, Truey?
Yeah, well, I've mentioned before in the preview, Simon, I like a lot of people in this race. Just have a look at these superstars. Max Anderson-Lake, Jake Smith. Again, the two the two Hewitt boys, Harry and Charlie, they're going to be ones to watch, particularly Harry. He's a giant. We've also got Ben Jones, Jack Wilson from Mullaloo. He's going to be very, very quick. And also Will Savage, fantastic youth Ironman, and did a great swim last week.
All right, so the boys make a start. Very spectacular as always. Some good strong swimmers in there. Truey has said we might try and catch up with Sophie Lloyd now, who's taken out the women's race. Sophie, come and have a chat to me if you will. Sophie Lloyd has taken out the women's race as we see our final competitors. We will go back to the men's race in just a moment. Sophie, how was that? You've got some points for your surf club. What about that?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty short, and the one at the end's like pretty hard, but yeah.
It was a pretty strong. Were we trying to control the race from the front? Were you aware where the other girls were? As Grant True said, you had a really strong last 50 metres of today's swim.
Yeah, I sprinted at the very end. Didn't have a very good start, so I had to catch up. Yeah.
Well done. What next today?
Just the iron at the end.
Good luck. Thank you, Sophie. Well done. Sophie Lloyd from the City of Perth Surf Club. Back to our men's swim, Grant True.
Yeah, the early leader there looks like it is Ben Jones from the Southwest, so a combined team. We've seen him competing for the Metro clubs, but helping out the Southwest team, and this is going to be some really good points for them. So Jack Wilson also up there. Will Savage, I think he's in about 3rd or 4th at the moment from where I can see. Jake Smith, fantastic 5K open water swimmer. And then we're looking back to probably Max and Harry Hewitt there. So super tight. We saw it in the ladies. We saw it was tight at those cans and that last little bit. So we're going to see how these runners, I've mentioned they're all very good open water swimmers. Not a lot of running in open water swimming races, even at the finishes. So this is going to be a fantastic tight finish with these swimmers.
It's red line out there, True. Every competitor who's been in the water today has said the courses are short and it's flat out. So as we all know, from even in the short events, technique all important. You can blow up out there pretty badly, and that's when your technique and your training, all those kilometres you do in the pool, holds you in good stead. So it's all about the technique in these short races as well. So it's a sprint today, the course ever so short, and the sea breeze is pretty much in at this point. Exciting concluding stages. We've got a group of about 3 or 4. Anybody could win it here, Grant True.
Yeah, it's way too close to call at this stage. If you just have a look at these swimmers, you'll see them lifting their head every 2 or 3 strokes, maybe 4 or 5 strokes. They'll practice that in the pool. It's a strange thing to watch. Not a lot of need for directional changes in a lane. You can look at that black line. These guys and girls, when they get in the ocean, they need to lift their head. So they'll practice that over a 50 metres or 100 metre in the pool. So
race in 3, True, I think. Race in 3 by the looks of things. So the boys are now in the Deadwater Channel. Sophie Lloyd talked about the sprint at the end. It is on, ladies and gentlemen. Get behind your swimmers. Every point counts in today's first round of the Western Surf League here at North Cottesloe Beach. Race in 3. The boys are up. They're dolphining in. They got to get on that sand first. It's going to be a sprint to the line. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so Trig Island, Will Savage, or maybe and Ben Jones there in second. Smith, Jack Smith from Mullaloo. No.
Yeah, Jake Smith, we reckon, has got it. So Jake Smith, great finish from him. He digs in. Another good finish from the boys. Well done, Jake.
So Jake Will and then Ben Jones for the Southwest team. So again, we saw super tight finishes there. And that last run really is just a gut-busting run for all of these competitors.
And a little bit of gamesmanship on the line. Jake Smith stopped pretty quickly and breathing through his, trying to look cool, calm and collected, probably for the Ironman race today, I reckon. Send out a bit of a message. So Trig take out the first 2 places today. So Trig is scoring points heavily at the top end of the field, but it's all about what happens all the way down the line. We'll have a chat to Jake Smith in just a moment. We are not far away from our beach flags competition. Make sure you bring your swimmers in. All the surf clubs along the beach here today. Great concept, having the clubs all together on this narrow little piece of beach here at beautiful North Cottesloe.
Just as we're waiting there for Jake to finish with the officials. Yeah, you're right, Simon. The beach flags are just starting to get organised, and we see the surf boats just starting to make their way down. So lots of finals still to come. Plenty of points up for grabs, and we'll see how if we can hear from the winner of the male surf race in a minute. We're going to see Courtney going around again, the winner of the female race in the sprints. She's going to be backing up for the flags today. So Simon, a winner there in the surf race, still puffing a little bit.
Yeah, he is a little bit. There's a bit going on here between the boys, but I think there's still a bit to happen today. Jake, you're coming in from that can, you're coming in from the apex, so you start to think about the run, because you clearly got up the quickest, and you were clearly on the sand the quickest.
Yeah, all right running, so I knew if I was like with them, then it'd be a good race at the beach, because obviously Ben and Will are quite good runners, so, but a little bit in front coming in, and I thought not to dolphin dive and just get straight into wading, so that probably helped a bit.
Yeah, sure, and surf's always, surf is that, isn't it? You never quite know, but well done today, mate, winning one of the Blue Ribbon events today. You know all these boys, were you aware where they were during the course of?
Yeah, so I just made it my goal just to get the can first or second, because if you're not there in that top sort of pack, then you're just a bit of a fight going around the cans. I like to have some clear water, which is nice, so I was aware of that.
Ironman later on today, Jake?
Yeah, the ski's my pet event, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, well done, mate. And Trig picks up a few points. Trig scored heavily in your race today, but a mighty club, Trig, and they love the Western Surf League. Always keen to put some points on the board.
Yeah, Trig's absolutely fantastic. Dan Humble took out the ski, set it the meet quite nicely and the tone for the rest of the club, so leading by example is great to see.
Well done, Jake. Good luck in the Ironman.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Jake Smith from the Trig Island Surf Club. We go now to the beach flags. If you're watching us at home, we're at North Cottesloe Beach today. Round 1 of the Western Surf League. We go to Scarborough, we go to Sorrento. I hope you're enjoying all the action, all the sights and sounds of the Western Surf League.
Next event, Simon, is the flags. You said that it's the fastest race on the beach all day. We saw today's program start off with a 1K run, the longest race on the cards today. Now we're into the shortest. So this lady's just going through into the heat mode to see who can get through to the final. We've seen Courtney France from Cottesloe. She took out the sprint, so she'll be one to watch in this. Obviously on fire, running very quickly at the moment. Tegan, another flag specialist. Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento had a really good run as well. So those three will be the ones to watch. But again, these races, it comes down to a split second or 1 millisecond, and it really does make a difference. So anything can happen, and these competitors, whether you're the best or the worst, need to be on fire and really thinking about your race plan. Those yellow cans out there are getting moved for a reason, Simon. It's because we're back into surf boats. The B finals will be up very soon, and then we'll see the fastest 6 male and fastest 6 female crews making their way around the course. So points all the way down into that B final, so still very important where you finish up.
If you are watching us at home on mybeach.com, we're streaming live today. I'm Simon Beaumont, my co-commentator Grant True. Just so you know, down here at the beach, the wind has swung around to the southwest. You can probably see some of the white caps out on the Indian Ocean. We're going through the heats of the beach flags. Nice cool conditions down here for competitors. The tide has been out a little bit today. The courses are all pretty short today. The beach is pretty narrow. A nice crowd down here. This is the North Cottesloe Surf Club centenary year. They celebrate 100 years, this mighty, mighty club. And a lot of the spectators up there on the balcony, and here are this natural amphitheatre that we have at North Cottesloe. It's a great place to watch the Western Surf League. All in readiness down here now for the heats of the beach flags.
And all of these competitors today, and many of the officials, they're all lifesavers. They're all back at their own beaches on other Saturdays and Sundays with the gear on, looking after the public. And for those watching and members of the surf club community and the public, don't forget that when you're at the beach, swim between the red and yellow flags. Always know your limits. If it looks like it's a bit rough, or it's a new beach you're not familiar with, make sure you work out if you can actually, make your way in if you do get caught in trouble. And also swim with a mate. So no swimming at the moment, just running. And the first race of the flag. So Mullaloo doing very well there, just picking up a flag that no one wanted, so she'll go through. And Secret Harbour there, the first to bow out. Great to see Secret Harbour today.
Sure is.
They really worked hard over winter to get that team in.
Yeah, they're great clubs, the two clubs down there in Mandurah, aren't they? They are great clubs, great community service that they provide, but those people down there work so hard to build those clubs from nothing. The Coogee of club of emerging, bidding up, emerging as well. 32 surf clubs in WA. Truey do a great job. This is the surf sports side of surf clubs. But of course, the more important role they play is keeping people safe on our beaches when we all head down for a dip. Nice crowd here building up for the flags, always spectacular. And the big boys are on the line. We've got some massive names in the flags today. Grant True is heading over to the start of the beach, of the surf boats. And he'll be calling that start very, very shortly.
So yeah, B final today for the ladies. So they've already had one row on to see who's in the A and the B mix-up. And we see Secret Harbour just emptying their boat there. North Cott, they will be into the B final. Trigg Island, City of Perth, and maybe might be Scarborough in the B finals. So lots of good racing coming up, and the males have just gone through their first round.
So one of the clubs making a lot of noise on the beach today is the mighty Swanbourne Club. The red and whites are here in full voice, and one of their fellas just picking up a lucky flag there as we go back to the next heat. For those of you who haven't seen beach flags before, there are X number of competitors at the start, and X minus one flags to pick up and go through to a final race of 2.
So yes, we've already seen the first run in the flags. And again, Jackson Simmons, Sorrento, international superstar at this event. Tom Nolan, also local North Cott member. He's going to be one to watch. But also the host boys from Trig Island, very fast runners themselves, and sometimes in the shadow of Jackson and Tom, but they're going to be ones to watch today in this shorter format.
Yeah, they sure are. We just keep an eye on the North Cottesloe runner in the women's event in Tegan Maffascioni. I just watched Tegan picked up 4th in the flags today. She's a proud competitor. She's a gun competitor, and I just watched her after the beach sprint. She's not happy, I don't reckon. She wants to own this, as we see another one of the flags heats go through. So just keep an eye on Tegan Maffascioni in the flags today. I reckon that hurt a little bit of a surprise, wasn't it? A surprise winner in the beach sprint today, with Cottesloe taking that out. But watch out for Tegan in the blue and whites. Truey, for the Western Surf League, we go to Scarborough and Sorrento. There'll be different beach conditions. One of the really good things today is the support. I don't know if our cameraman can pan up to the support up at the top of the balcony there and along the foreshore, but it's a great viewing position here today at North Cottesloe. Narrow bit of beach at the moment because of the surf conditions, but we will, if you look up there, you can see a fantastic crowd building up up on the decks there of the North Cottesloe Surf Club. 100 years this surf club's been around, the 3rd in Western Australia behind Bunbury and Cottesloe, and they're having a great year, the North Cottesloe guys this year. I was at the opening, Truey. Julie Bishop was there. The president of Surf Life Saving Australia came over. It was a really big day. Well done to all the Northcott members for putting today on. As we see another heat of the Blokes Rose. Tommy Nolan from North Cottesloe gets the first flag there. So that's a nice result from Tommy. And the mild-mannered lawyer, Tommy Nolan, and he's pretty fierce once he's on the sand, though.
Yeah, he is. And again, like you said, when you talk to him, he's really nice guy, really friendly. You know, wouldn't think he'd hurt a fly, but he lays down on that beach for the flags, and it's all on. You've seen him take on the best from around the world, and he keeps coming up on top of the ladder. So between him and Jackson, they're really well setting the world on fire. Setting the world on fire, we're going to see some Northcott boat crews later on today. The under-23 males, they won the recent World Championships, I believe, and their females also, I think, might have picked up a medal. So superstars from around the world competing here in Northcott in the Surf League.
Yeah, the famous J crew from Cottesloe with 5 national titles in a row, Truey, I think it was, wasn't it? A very famous Hall of Fame club for the boys, and the girls, of course, are pretty strong as well in the boats. We see the women taking the line down there now, so the sweeps in position, getting the craft lined up. Another heat of the women's beach flags has been run and won. And as I said, I reckon Tegan Maffascioni is pretty keen on taking this one today. You see Tegan just picked up her bag there in the blue and white of North Cottesloe. Very keen to take this one out.
So, yeah, not too far away from the boat finals. B finals are in the water. We mentioned Secret Harbour, the 2 crews from Motherloo, Trig Island and City of Perth. They're making up that B final. So really, really clean start there. Again, the chops just starting to play a little bit of a difference, and some of the crews down to the north end of the field just getting hit a little bit, but they're strong crews and they'll make their way back.
Great start from Motherloo down here in the women's surf boat. So Motherloo got a flyer here. Great to see Secret Harbour, the team from Secret Harbour, in the water as well. And the other teams are starting to get themselves organised. So Motherloo with a nice start, but Secret Harbour just started to push up on them as well in the surf boats. They'll get a big run into the beach today once they make their turn, with the sea breeze being in. The boys are on the line. The field narrows in the beach flags.
Jackson Simmons there, Simon, just meandering his way down the flags, picking up that one easily, probably clocked off about halfway down. So quite incredible, actually. He's racing some very, very fast runners, and he's able to just run at about 50-60% and still come out on top. So
interesting to hear Jacko talking about how important the getting points for the club is. The Sorrento man, proud Sorrento Surf Club member. We see the female boat crews are about to make their mark, make their turns at the top of the course, make their run in with the sea breeze. They'll be looking forward to that sea breeze today, Truey. So, Truey, you can see the sweeps in the back. They'll be working out the ratings they need to work out, working out direction, working out what they need to do. Big job for the sweep, isn't it?
It is, and especially with these conditions just turning in the last 20 minutes. So during the heats today, it was dead flat, maybe even a bit of an easterly. And as a sweep, it's you're still urging your crews on, but it's a little bit easier to keep that boat trim. Fast forward 1 hour to where we are now, that chop's come in, and the job of a sweep just gets that a little bit more difficult. So they're trying to keep it straight, but also trying to keep the boat nice and trim so their rowers can find water and we don't see them catching crabs and things like that.
First boat are around in the yellow craft there. And we just see a bit of a cheer goes up as Matilda Morfess from North Cottesloe grabs herself a flag. One of the popular characters at North Cottesloe. Always see her, like a lot of people do, working behind the bar and helping out with the nippers. Outstanding young lady, Matilda Morfess. Always the first on the dance floor too, Troy. We like that. All right, we have a race into, I reckon, the yellow boat getting up high on those runners, making their way back in. So went round the can pretty easily. We can see, I reckon, Mullaloo probably in second there at the southern end of the course. But the sweeps will be working the ratings pretty hard shortly once they get into that little area where the runners are, Truey.
Yeah, that was about a 3 or 4 boat length lead to City of Perth there in that yellow boat at the can. And then Mullaloo, still fairly even, both Mullaloo crews. But this crew just on the south has actually kicked away quite nicely. And I didn't see what happened. Maybe it was a few runners, but they're really putting some pressure back onto City of Perth. So you can see the ladies, nice long strokes there, just laying back, letting the boat run. And maybe another 10, 15 metres, and we might see them just starting to work their way onto some waves. So City of Perth, Mullaloo, Secret Harbour.
Secret Harbour well placed there, Truey, sitting in third, I think. But they've got some competition on the northern side of the course. But nice strong win from the City of Perth crew by the looks of things. They will take this out today. And they get on that nice little runner, Truey. Sweep, working beautifully, nice work today. A bit of dead water for the Mullaloo team, but they have some company now on the northern end of the course. Mullaloo just got themselves caught up a bit there, Truey. So second place up for grabs, but it looks like City of Perth will easily take out. And they are across the line now, so City of Perth wins the boats. Look at that run now from Mullaloo. They get back on that run. All about the runs to the line now. Nice work from Mullaloo. They were pretty becalmed there, Truey, but they managed to take out second place in the female boat. So City of Perth, Mullaloo, and down there at the far end of the course, the other Mullaloo team, I think.
Yeah, very valuable points there. So Mullaloo will be very happy. We'll see Soraya Lee go around in the ironwoman, so she'll get some points for them, as will their beach flaggers. So lots going on at the moment. Still 20, maybe 24 competitors left in the flags. And we're going to move straight into the male B final, which is going to be on in just a few minutes. So lots happening, beach flags, and then we're going to move into some of the final water events.
So Grant True and Simon Beaumont, your commentators today. To everyone watching at home, I hope you're enjoying the coverage of the Western Surf League. This is the second summer of the Western Surf League. 3 events, not a Grand Prix series, 3 separate events. Clubs racing for points. The camaraderie very, very high down here on North Cott today because of the setup. Everybody on top of each other on this little narrow bit of beach. And True and I are calling the beach flags. We're standing in the finish line of the beach flags today. We're about to see a start, Grant True, in the men's boat race. This will be closely fought today. The pride of North Cottesloe are there. We can see the Mullaloo guys just getting themselves organised as well, so not far away. False start here at the beach flags. You can see all the footage and the sights and sounds on our live stream. Getting down to the business end of the beach flags. Thank you to all of our spectators who've come down today. Parking's at a premium today, Truey, such as the popularity. You can park about 15 kilometres away and walk in. And that's the mighty North Cott Surf Club.
And yeah, look, there was an actual nipper clinic on earlier today. So we had Australian legend Ironman Phil Clayton coaching some of the younger nippers from a number of the WA clubs. So lots of action right from 8 o'clock this morning, and now we're finishing off with the real fast guys in the beach flag. So not many more to go till they'll combine down into the finals. We'll see 6 or 7 going at it in a minute. But extremely quick, and Jackson Simmons there, just coming right across that course, just to show the rest of the crew he's going to control what's happening in that race.
That was a statement, wasn't it? Jacko Simons has gone from the water side of the course. He's gone diagonally across. Look at this, boys. I've got enough time to cross in front of you and take the flag out. He'll focus up, though. He knows that Tommy Nolan's sitting on the other side of the draw, and he's got plenty of competition, but he did that easily, and as you say, made a bit of a statement. So a few mind games going on there from Jackson Simons from Sorrento. Good camaraderie between the competitors, as you can see down here. That will tighten up once we get into the final couple.
So obviously these flag competitors, they're not able to impede or mess with anyone's line, but when you're as fast as Jackson, you can get out and be 2 metres ahead of everyone. You can pretty much do what you want and pick which flag you want. So look, that is a big message to the rest of the competitors, and we see the final 5 from that second heat, and the ladies just getting their orders. Fast twitch fibres, very important for these competitors. And we see, might be Sydney there, just picking up another flag nicely. Megan Slattery picking up a flag nicely. Nothing too hard at this stage. They'll probably have 10 runs to get to a final.
And Matilda Morfess has just pitched another one for North Cottesloe as well. So keep an eye on Tilly. She's stolen that one, I reckon. And the big, strong boys in the boat crews just practicing a couple of runs out there, Grant. Getting down to the business end of the beach flags. Seabreeze well and truly in. As Truey mentioned, we have 3 new events on the program today. We've had the very exciting 1 kilometre beach run, taken out by Ben Waterman from Trigg, followed by Ethan Jackson from the city of Perth. And Bernadette Williams from Swanbourne took out the 2K today. So she is a gun runner, silver medalist at the Aussies. She's pretty much done for the day, I reckon, Bernadette. She's might do a couple of runs in between, but being an endurance runner, you won't see her anywhere near the beach flags or the sprint as the boys go around again. Tommy Nolan, no problems at all for Tom.
Yeah, so really quick racing there, top 5 guys, and we see it all the time. There'll be 2 lots of 2 runners diving for the same flag, and someone who's not quite as quick just walking through, picking that up. So need to know what's going on. You need to look around. But these guys, look, they train hard for this, and they do run through after run through for all number of different scenarios. So ladies are down to the final 6 or 7, I think maybe 8, and then we'll see them combine through with the male surf boat competitors soon.
Heats continue, beach flags. Seabreeze is in, slip, slop, slap. Folks, seek some shade, slide on some sunnies. 3 new events this year, as we mentioned. And that's the one to watch right there, folks. Tegan Maffascioni from Northcott with a big run there. 4th in the beach sprint today. Looking to make amends, the gun. Cameron relay today as well.
Super fast start there, Simon, for the B final of the male surf boats. Northcott, Mullaloo, Fremantle, Trigg Island, Mullaloo, then down to Cottesloe, and the team that's helping out with the South crew. So they're from City of Perth. They're helping out the Southwest crew today. So this is really tight racing. We saw the ladies already, I suppose, settle into some fairly solid positions, but at this stage, halfway out, and these 7 boat crews are all in a line.
Little break in the flags. I might try and grab Tegan Maffascioni if we can. She is just wandering past now. Hello, Tegan. Nice to see you. So I picked up you being a competitor you are, not super happy with 4th in the sprint, so it's all about the flags now, right?
Yeah, absolutely, especially on the home beach, want to take home a win, so.
Nice crowd here, Stegen. When you look up today at your home club, on your centenary year, it's a big year for the club, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge year. It's really important for us to have events like this and celebrate the history of the club.
No, well done and good luck. We'll see you in a little while.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you, Tegan Maffascioni, gun competitor, looking to make amends in the flags. We see The big strong boat crews are about to make their turn. North Cottesloe, one of the most magnificent boat crews in the history of Australian surf lifesaving with the J crew, Chewy. And they'll be looking to go well. But we've got a turn at this end of the course. And now the big run to home with the sea breeze behind them starts right now. This is a massive event for all the clubs. These guys will be the first ones up in the bar today, the boat crews, and they make their run for the home. Let's get revved up, ladies and gentlemen. If you're anywhere near the beach, the boat crews have turned and they're making way home with the sea breeze at their back. Let's go.
That sea breeze has picked up significantly, even from the ladies' B final. So North Cott on the southern end, they've probably got the best of the row at Fremantle, third from the left, sorry. In that blue boat, you can just see making their way in. But North Cott, bright orange nose on that boat. They're just really working it hard on the way through. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you get around these crews. It's fantastic to see surf boats and swimmers and beach flaggers and runners all getting in the mix in the same event. So at the pointy end of today's carnival, let's get behind all these competitors. Northcott, start cheering.
Race in two, Truey. So race in two here in the exciting conclusion of the surf boats. The big boys are winding up, the ratings up. The sweeps are yelling, and they make their way into this little bit of dead water here, this channel. Who will get the run to the beach? Who will get it, Truey? Who do you like from there? Looks like North Cottesloe may take out the surf boats here on their home beach. Get excited up there, folks. You can see the Northcott boat about to hit the water now. They need that little run, Truey. They need that run. They get on that now, right now. Boat number 8 from the North Cottesloe Surf Club. And the runner is out and makes his way upside. North Cottesloe take out the surf boats today.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Simon, they were put on a lot of pressure on by that Fremantle crew. I thought they'd had it well and truly wrapped up halfway in, but Fremantle, fantastic row in that last half of that race. And we mentioned the run up the beach. Can you imagine doing that, rowing a race and then having to run up that sandhill, screaming legs?
Yeah, especially when you weigh 200 kilos and that's the furthest you've ever run, which happens with the boat crew, boys. Big crowd up on the deck up there. Give them a big cheer. Well done to the North Cottesloe boat crews. All the Northcott members up there, all the battlers from the western suburbs up there enjoying a latte, and the North Cottesloe guys get home in their 100th year. It's fitting that they win the 100th, the boat race in the first of the Western Surf League events.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So there is some food and drinks on after the event. The world's biggest television is up there as well under the marquee, so you can see some of the highlights from today's racing. Speaking of highlights, the fast A crews are going to be coming up any minute now. So the ladies, I'll probably look at Northcott again, and then I think maybe the under-23 crew from North Cottesloe recently won a World Championships. They're going to be one to watch in that male final. The flags will be just getting organised in a minute, and then the surf boats on shortly. So points are coming up. We're going to try and get a point score update for how these teams are going. We normally save that till the end, but last year, obviously, the points. That's what everyone's chasing today. There's no medals for first or second position individually. It's all about the teams, and maybe with this camera we can see just over my right shoulder, you'll be able to see all those tents. So packed full of athletes and lifesavers, really wanting to try and get as many points as they can. So the beach flag arena is getting levelled out. The surf boats are getting their oars in place, and we're going to have some fantastic finals. Team events still to come. Surf boats, we've got the modified Cameron and modified Taplin, and then we're going into the youth Ironman and woman, and the senior all-comers Ironman and Ironwoman. So slight break here. Surf boats are just getting themselves turned around, emptying all the boats, and then it's going to be game on for those valuable points, Simon.
Yeah, it is true, no doubt. I might just wander over and have a chat to Courtney, who from Cottesloe, who won the beach sprint today. Now, we are about to go to the finals of the flags. How was it? How's the atmosphere?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's always interesting to come down. I haven't competed for about 7 years, and this is my first competition back, so it's all new and fresh again, we'll say.
No, well done. 7-year break, blowing a few cobwebs out, no doubt. It starts to get serious now, doesn't it?
Absolutely, down to the final 8, so you really got to have your head switched on. Anything's possible, so you got to get up, get that flag as quickly as you can without doing anything wrong.
Keep it simple, hey?
Absolutely.
Courtney from Cottesloe, who took out the beach sprint today. Thank you, Courtney. So she has the beach flags coming up, And we now go into the other final. So, of the boat cruise, sea breeze well and truly in down here today. We started the day with a light southeasterly, swung around to the south, and now really starting to pick up coming out of the southwest. That's been the pattern this year in this West Australian summer. If you are watching us online and you're not in Western Australia, you're somewhere around the world or maybe in the eastern states, this is the second summer of the Western Surf League, an exhibition event between the clubs. The 3 events are not linked. It's not a Grand Prix series. Just 3 separate events, 3 separate winners, and all about showcasing the best of the best. Surf club movement has around 32 clubs in Western Australia, from all the way from the north and Broome, all the way down to Denmark and Albany, and in between as well, from Binningup and Mandurah, Secret Harbour. The big metropolitan clubs often dominate these events today. There are 16 teams altogether. Sorry, 16 clubs, 11 teams altogether in today's race, or series of races. Still to come on the program, the conclusion of the flags, men's and women's flags events. We're down to the final 8, and that will resume in just a moment. We have our finals of our boats, and then we conclude today with the junior iron women, junior iron men. Exciting Taplin relays and Cameron relays as well.
Yeah, the all-comers Ironman and Ironwoman will be interesting later on. So basically they've opened up the draw this year, so any competitor from any team can enter that. So it's not just 1 or 2 competitors. Anyone can have a crack at that race from anyone that's entered today. So surf boats are just getting organised. We've got the final 8 fastest ladies for the beach flag. So Julia Dwyer, Tegan Mafaseni, Courtney Franz, Mia Fraser. So they were from the first round, and they're the 4 fastest from the first heats. We then look down to Holly Leach from the second Trig Island team, Ellie Marlowe from Mullaloo, good to see her in there, and then Sydney Rafferty, probably the fastest from that second heat, being joined by Megan Slattery. More of a sprint competitor as opposed to a beach flag, but again, 8 fast ladies. Still think we can't go past Tegan.
Yeah, I think so, and but Courtney's had a break, as she said, but she's going to keep it simple. Just get up, run as fast as you can, grab the flag. Tegan wants to win on her home beach, so that she's pretty experienced and pretty calm, but I don't reckon she was super happy with 4th in the sprint today, so she'll be back, the North Cottesloe superstar. We look down at the boats. The boats are about to make their way down to the beach for this particular part of the event. You can see the officials getting them ready. Ashley Nesbitt, a chap that you know pretty well, Ashley Nesbitt, the gun starter today. And quite a history ski paddling events, hasn't he, in Western Australia? Nice to see Ash here today. Matty Prittis started our beach flags today. His long association with the Trig Surf Club. He's a 6-year-old daughter now back at Trig, so he continues to be involved in the surf community. Tell us a bit about Ash Nesbitt.
Yeah, so Ash Nesbitt probably hasn't competed in the surf for a few years at this stage. He still does a lot of the open water paddles, so West Australia, and particularly Perth, is one of the premier places on the entire planet for downwind ski paddling. We saw over 300, 400 competitors a few weeks ago paddle from Rottnest to Sorrento, and that's regarded as one of the world's best events. Around 100 competitors just from South Africa came over for that race, so a major draw car there. So Ash is starting the boats. He was a fantastic competitor for Trig Island and City of Perth when he was paddling. Multiple double ski championships, under 21 state championships, and also multiple state team representations with the Western Suns. So he knows what he's doing when it comes to paddling, and so far he's been doing a great job with these starts, both swimming, board and in the boats.
Yeah, nice to see him down there. Haven't seen him for a while. Ashley Nesbitt, one of our starters today. So if you are watching us at home, there's a brief lull in proceedings while we get the boat crews ready to go. And they are now back down in the water, the women's cruise. North Cottesloe with 2 boats in. Fremantle very, very strong. City of Perth was strong in this event, weren't they, Truey? So we'll watch out for them to be around about the place when the final comes around. But they've got some work to do, the girls today, as you mentioned, with the sea breeze being in. Fairly hard slog out to the first turn, out to the can. The gun is fired. and off they go. So another one of our semis in the cruise, and North Cottesloe on the southern side of the field get a pretty good start.
Yeah, that south side really was the place to be for this race. We saw the crews in the middle, so the Northcote A crew and the City of Perth A crew, they're in the middle. They'd be the fanciest ones for this race, but they just hit 4 or 5 little chops in a row. Every time they hit that chop, or the chop hits them, it's stopping the boat. So gut-wrenching stuff there, trying to get this big boat, 4 rowers and a sweep up and running. And again, halfway out, and their forearms will already be blowing up because that chop just puts that extra little bit of pressure on. So big racing. This is the A final, the 6 fastest crews. Swanbourne's in there, which is fantastic to see. And also Fremantle, they're having a bit of a tougher time in the chop. But good to see those clubs back into the finals.
UV index pretty high on the beach today, ladies and gentlemen, so please make sure you are sun protected today. myuv.com.au, that'll give you your UV forecast, your ultraviolet forecast each and every day. Protect yourself in 5 ways from skin cancer: slip, slop, slap, seek some shade and slide on some sunnies. Sun Smart's what it's all about if you love the great West Australian outdoor life. SPF 30 plus sunscreen or superior, and get the hat and the long sleeves on if you can. Certainly a lot of people who go to the beach, people involved in surf lifesaving, know all those messages. We'd love you to live a long life without being sun damaged later in your life. Thanks to SunSmart.
So Northcote there, as expected, turning first, probably half a boat length to a full boat length in the lead, closely followed by City of Perth, then Northcote, then back to Swanbourne. So Swanbourne, probably a bit of a surprise with that crew. We haven't seen them rowing last year, but obviously, again, lots of work over the winter, and it's starting to pay off for them. So they might get some very valuable points there. City of Perth, they're just getting a little run, but it's Northcote all the way so far in this race. Saying that, we saw the lead change almost on the shore in the B final. So tough racing, and still a lot of work to go for these competitors.
Yeah, North Cottesloe with 2 strong crews in here, and we talked about the sweeps before, Truey. There's a fair bit going on out there, trying to line up. They have to line up with their flags when they come in as well. There's always a lot of technicality involved with making sure you bring your boat into the right flag when you come back. You can see Northcote in the middle of the field seem to be doing it easily at this stage. The other Northcote vessel is on the southern part of the course, as you said. They'll make that little adjustment, that little turn, get that breeze behind them for the final run to home. But looks like Northcote, but race on for second in the middle of the field now, Truey.
Yeah, these waves are just starting to sit up a little bit. We see one just coming under the back or the tail of the crew there from City of Perth. Just see them starting to get a little run. So it is still a fair way back to that first crew. And we see Northcote just getting that run. But City of Perth on this run here, that's going to turn into a little wave. And we've said all along today, it's close racing and it's going to come down to the run. So have a look at this. That second crew there has come right up on that runner. And I think this is going to be one of the closest surf boat finishes we've seen today. Legs screaming. Those ladies are running up for first and second. And there's no way that we can see that.
No, I reckon Northcote got there by about 30 centimetres, Truey. So the 2 girls looked pretty trash when they got out of the water, but I reckon they've just taken that out. And there's a fair bit of carnage in the boats. The girls are pretty tired. North Cottesloe take out third. So I reckon that was North Cottesloe, City of Perth came through on the big wave, had a great first heat, didn't they? And then they sprint to the line, but I reckon North Cottesloe might have got there just.
And again, that's what's great about surf, racing in the surf. Not so much on the beach, but you know the conditions play a huge part. Whether it's in the swimming and you get a little bit of a trough on the sandbank, or a wave like we just saw in the surf boats.
Folks, if you're just joining us from home at mybeach.com.au, I'm Simon Beaumont. This is Grant True. We're calling the first round of the Western Surf League, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage. We have the drones in the air, we have cameras on the beach. We've just seen the conclusion of the women's surf boat cruise. We now see the big boys, the big power hitters, the big fellas down on the beach ready to make their start. Behind us, you can see a couple of the gun competitors. You can see Jackson Simons there just giving a bit of advice to one of his fellow competitors. Jacko did win the beach sprint today, and he's looking like one of the favourites, but still passing on a bit of expertise to one of his younger fellow competitors about the start. So Jackson Simons from the Sorrento Surf Club and passing on a little bit of advice down here on the beach. All right, the final 8 boys and the final 8 girls make their way. The fastest guys on the sand make their way down to the starters. You can see Tommy Nolan just walking past there with the North Cottesloe togs on. So many times won national and state titles on his home sand, and like Tegan Maffascioni, will be looking to bring home maximum points today. Truey, not far away from the start of the men's race. North Cottesloe very dominant in the first of those finals, weren't they? The first of the semis.
Yeah, and they're going to be really dominant again in this male. So the male surf boats, North Cott going to be well represented with 2 crews. And I just saw Dave Hunt before talking to his boys, recently back from the World Championships in Adelaide, World Life-Saving Championships, where they picked up a gold in the under-23 surf boats. So a super competitive crew. I think Mullaloo might be in there as well. Their under-19 crew's very strong. And then the other second crew from North Cott will also be strong. So a bit of work to do. We see the crew from City of Perth Black down there, Sweep Steve Bowler. He's got his 2 sons in this boat. So we mentioned the family connection before with all the starters and chief referees. Their kids are competing. We've got a Sweep screaming at his 2 sons throughout this entire surf boat race.
In last year's Western Surf League, we saw a young Nikita Fredonnet going beautifully in the water events, and she was one of the stars. We might see one of the first double titles for the day today, because Jackson Simons is back on the start line for the beach flags, and he has taken out the beach sprint. So no multiple winners as yet today in the events, but you might see that starting to happen in the Ironman events today. Certainly Jake Smith from Trigg Island, pretty bullish about his chances in the open all-comer Ironman event later on today. So yet to see our first multiple winner with the format today. That could happen on the sand at the moment. So all eyes on the beach flag arena, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching at home. We go now to our final 8 guys and 8 women. The women on the sand first. In starters' hands. Down and up they go. Tegan Maffascioni with a great start for her. She looks pretty comfortable in this first one. So Tegan Maffascioni takes it out pretty easily. And Courtney Franz from Cottesloe right there as well. So the 2 favourites still in contention. And you can just see the pressure starting to go up with the big hitters. A little less friendly on the finish line now, Truey, as the boys go down. Jackson Simons is on the sand.
Yeah, we saw Jackson talking to one of the young competitors, Matthew Cassidy from the Southwest team, giving him some tips. But now that they're laying down and almost in the starters' hands, it's definitely all about the individual now. So these guys just getting themselves organised. We saw Ellie Marlowe from Mullaloo miss out on that first round, and a couple of competitors lucky to get through, having to dive right across the entire field. The surf boats are nearly ready. They're just getting their final orders, and the competitors are now back with Brett in the beach flags.
Great to see some of the Southwest competitors going through. So the orange caps there, the orange surf caps, Truey. So the combined guys, the binning up are in there as well. So it's the Southwest guys. Great to see them racing. The boys in position. Fastest blokes on the sand. Round 1 of the Western Surf League. 8 to go. Simon's on the beach side. And as you say, Truey looks... He's trying to make him a little statement there. So he's home, and Tommy Nolan's home as well. Tommy Nolan, he's the great technician, isn't he? He's no show, just all technique. Straight lines for Tommy Nolan from North Cott. Jacko putting on the Jacko show, as we normally see.
Yeah, these everyone else in this field, I don't know if they realise, but they had a former Australian champion on the far left, former Australian champion on the far right. That's a pretty tough field to just get through. So top quality in the beach flags, likewise world champion crews in the surf boats at the moment. So that flag's up. Ladies are getting themselves organised, and we're not far away from a start in the A final. City of Perth, North Cott, City of Perth, down to Secret Harbour and North Cottesloe.
And we're away. The big boys are away. The big powerful men of the surf boats are away. And you can see the Team Navy team, the City of Perth team on the southern end of the course. Good start from City of Perth in the middle over there, True. We're expecting Northcote to go well there, but the City of Perth team in the middle looking very, very strong and hold sway at the moment.
Yeah, again, we mentioned that chop just making a big difference on the way in, but it's absolutely just sort of some of these crews out on the way out. So lots of chop there, really hard work for these guys, and through to the final 7 for the ladies in the beach flag. Real clean, quick up. We saw Courtney get up super fast from Cottesloe, and the usual hitters making their way through.
Yeah, just watching Courtney and Tegan there, our 2 favourites there. Now starting to put the pressure on, just anything other than straight lines from those 2. Courtney Franz threw herself at the flag, even though she had a metre and a half on her nearest competitor. But Courtney now trying to get her technique wound up. She's been out for 6 or 7 years, as she said. So she took out the beach sprint, and Maffescioni the same, starting to really, really wind up. The boys back on the sand. Keep an eye on the orange surf caps. They are our southwest team, and they are going beautifully today.
Yeah, so that's Julia Dwyer through to the final 7. So again, very valuable points, and they're going to get some points in the boats, and we've already seen them get some really good points in the surf race. So Northcote on the far left, probably having the best of that row. City of Perth closely followed, Northcote on the right, and then the City Black crew just turning in that red boat on the far south. So a little bit of work to do for these 3rd and 4th rated crews at this stage, but Northcote and City of Perth out to a flyer of a start, and this chop's really going to play a big difference.
Yeah, statement from Nolan and Jacko Simons once again there, and but still plenty of strong competition in there today from the boys, and just have seen some of the guys just coming up with sore shoulders, so the competition is on. We saw one of our female competitors hurt the shoulder earlier on. We are down to 6 in the girls now. 6 of the fastest girls on the sand. Watch at the far end of the course, we've got Tegan Maffescioni and Courtney Franz locked together. So Courtney from Cottesloe took out the sprint. So the big 2 side by side.
As the ladies are just getting themselves organised there, we final stages of the last surf boat race for the day, and we've got North Cottesloe there just getting that beautiful little run there, and they're just starting to have a look to their left as we see City of Perth, like we saw in the ladies, working hard over that run. Have a look at this, guys. These 2 crews neck and neck. This is like a replay of that ladies' final. City of Perth to his feet first, up through that run, and Northcote there. That is an amazing finish. And look, I hope we've got some good drone footage of that, because that was super close.
Yeah, there was. Well done to City of Perth. How quick did that bloke get out of the boat from City of Perth? That was amazing. Just had Northcote just stole into the shore, but City of Perth out first. Pretty special little effort there on the beach there. We saw Tegan and Courtney side by side, but they went for separate flags. Such was their power, the 2 girls, so they go through. So if you are down at the flags, Courtney in the Cottesloe gear there and Tegan in the Northcote gear. And are they going to talk to each other? Yes, Courtney wants to talk, Tegan doesn't really, but there you go. All right, we go down to the final 6 boys now. And a nice mix of clubs there. So you can see Sorrento, you can see Mullaloo, Northcote, Trig, Simons on the top end of the course in lane 6.
Yeah, so look, you mentioned Jackson Simons just on the top end there. We've still got I think we've got the 2 host boys from Trig Island, yes, in the middle and the far right. Matthew Cassidy still in there from the southwest, I think. So maybe not so. We've got Tom Hodgkin in there as well from Northcote. And look at these big boys go. Waiting for the starter's hands, Brett Slocum. And you watch how fast these guys get up.
Yeah, so once again, well done. We just to get involved, you're down here, the crowd, get involved now, folks. You're seeing the best of the business. Tommy Nolan is through, Jackson Simons is through. Plenty competition from the Trig boys as well. So the Trig boys, there or thereabouts. Now, Julie Dwyer from the southwest in the orange and blue there, making her way into the final 5. The boat crews are run and done down here at this stage. We go into the exciting conclusions of the beach flags. We'll go into our Cameron at Taplin, junior Ironman, junior Ironwoman, and all-comers Ironman, all-comers Ironwoman to conclude today's round 1 of the Western Surf League. Hope you're enjoying it at home, mybeach.com.au.
Yeah, Simon, the first 4 from the first heat from that side of the draw are still in this final. So they've really picked that quality side of the draw. And then they're joined from the second side with Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento. So still 4 in there from the first draw. And again, it looks like it's going to be those ones coming through. Courtney just managing to grab that one.
Oh, yeah, she's just said that little S word there on the line, so a little bit of luck there from Court. But so Julie Dwyer goes out from the southwest, but great to be racing in the 5 there from Julie. Sure, you got Julie there. Well done, Julie.
Yeah, so we've got Julie Dyer from the Southwest team. This is the first time we've seen a Southwest combined team in the Surf League. Tell us what it means to come up and get to race some of these bigger clubs.
It's just really awesome just to give us an opportunity to combine and be able to just come up and compete with all the city clubs.
And so what's your home club?
Bidding Up.
And so that's just this side of Bunbury. And then what other clubs are represented from your team?
We have Freo doing our surf boats, and then we have a lot of the Bunbury kids representing us in the water arena today. So it's good.
Very good. Well done.
Well done, Julia.
5th in the final. Valuable points for the Team Southwest. Well done.
Well done, Julia Dwyer from Bidding Up. How good was that? Well done. All right, down to 5 in the boys. Great little country kid, Julia Dwyer. Here we go. Tommy Nolan, eyes down. Oh, sneaks in another one. So Freo sneak one through there, Truey. We go down to our final 4, and one of the Trig boys gets eliminated. So no Trig at this stage going through. Bit of camaraderie on the line from the boys.
So looks like we've got the 2 Toms from North Cott, and with obviously Jackson Simmons from Sorrento, and we'll host saying goodbye there. So Jared from Fremantle, very lucky to get that one. But that's what flags is about. It's not just about getting there first. You've got to have a look around and know what's around you and where those flags are.
And if you look at Courtney Franz from Cottesloe, who's on the top side of the course, she was lucky to get through the last heat. Winner of the beach sprint. She knows it, and she'll adjust. But she's up against Tegan Maffascioni there in the North Cott gear. Sydney Rafferty racing today, and Sydney is Rafferty's related to the Waterman family as well. So we saw Ben Waterman win our beach run today, so the Watermans and the Raffertys are related. So some good genetics there, Truey, good DNA. Final 4 in on the sand for the girls. Oh, there it is right there. Tegan gets that shoulder down.
So yeah, Courtney, the winner of the beach sprints, making her way out of this final 4, covered in sand. She'll take that. She's very happy with that one.
Yeah,
so Simon might have a quick chat.
Courtney, well done in the sprint. Now you just drew the lane against Maffascioni. She's got in front of you there, didn't she? And she's been racing recently. You haven't, but you'll take that.
Absolutely. For the second carnival this year, and for me in 7 years, I will definitely take 4th. I'm so stoked.
Well done. Big day, and we hope to see you at the next round. Hang around, and we'll see you up in the presentations a bit later on.
Cheers, thanks.
Well done. So Courtney Franz from Cottesloe, and she's stoked. That's what it's all about, Truey, isn't it? Getting back on the sand. 4 boys to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we see who's going to be making it into the top 3 today, the Camerons and Taplins are just starting them to get themselves organised. So boats are getting packed up. They'll be making their way off the beach, and we turn our back to 2 more team events in the Cameron for the younger competitors and the Taplin for the senior competitors. So 4 left in the male beach flags.
Nolan.
Tom Nolan and Jackson Simons right next to each other.
Right next to each other. That's the one to watch, folks. Top of the course. Here we go. Right, false start. Right, so Freo go out, it looks like. Well done, mate. So Freo down, we're down to 3 in the boys.
Yeah, Simon, tough racing there, so no chance for a break. If you flinch or if the starter thinks that you've gone a bit early, that's it, all over for the day. So extremely cutthroat, no second chances. And with these guys being just all about fast twitch fibres, they really need to be on their game. So Jackson in the middle there, sandwiched by the two North Cott competitors, Tom and Thomas. So good luck to these final three competitors racing for points, and then we'll see the ladies racing for their top three.
Jared from Freo got through to that final four, and he'll watch these three boys go through. So just braking there, but powerful performance from the Freo sprinter. Look forward to seeing him in round 2 of the Western Surf League. Here we go, folks. Big moment here on the sand. Big moment of the Western Surf League, round 1. Big two are through. Well done, Thomas. And for Tom Nolan, Jackson Simons, it'll be the two favourites go through for a massive hit out. All right, we go down now to the final 3. Mia Fraser from City of Perth, Tegan Mafascioni and Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento our final 3 female sprinters remaining. Hope you're enjoying all the action if you're watching us at home, mybeach.com.au. Nice crowd down here at the North Cottesloe Surf Club. Round 1 of the Western Surf League. North Cottesloe celebrating 100 years this year. And big moment coming up now for these 3.
Just have a look at the technique there from Mia Fraser in the middle. Unlike the other two, she'll actually stay really low. She gets up, almost stays like a ball as she spins around, and then it's straight on with the power in the leg. So she's probably got the fastest start out of these 3, but we'll have to see if she's got the leg speed to really carry it home to get into the top 2.
All right, they're up. So well done to Mia Fraser. She gets eliminated, but 2 quality competitors there. Look at the smile on Sydney Rafferty's face. She knows she's going through against Tegan Mafascioni.
Yeah, super tough racing. Might have put the mocker on Mia there. I apologise for that. But fantastic racing. One of the younger competitors in today's field. And we then look to Sydney, who's another young competitor, racing off against a legend of the beach sprinting. So good racing so far. Nice to see Tegan Mafascioni going up and saying well done to Mia Fraser, the congratulatory hug. So here we go, folks. It's come down to this, the 2 big boys. We thought this may happen. Tommy Nolan, former Australian champ, Jackson Simons, Australian champ. The 2 big hitters of West Australian beach sprinting take the line for the final run. Good luck, boys. Hope you're enjoying it. Great spectacle here at North Cottesloe Beach. Nolan v Simons. This is what we paid our entry fee for, True. This is what we came for. Get behind these 2 boys. Just as these guys are making their final adjustments on the line, we're off to a start in the youth, Cameron, and we'll pick them up as soon as these guys are finished.
All right, they're up at Simons v Nolan, the final. Here we go. Lever, look at that. Oh, takes out the Cameron at the end, and Tommy Nolan knows he hasn't got it. That was amazing. Tommy Nolan had the run down the straight through the middle of the course. Jacko makes the big dive to the line, and that was something, wasn't it? Right there. Well done to Tom Nolan. Big cheer for Tom Nolan, everybody down on the beach. Finishes 2nd today for the North Cottesloe Superstar. That was amazing. That's what we came for. And Jackson Simons had to earn every single centimetre of. We'll get him in just a moment. We'll run the girls through first. Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento, Tegan Mafascioni from North Cott.
And Simon, you can see why there's shoulder injuries aren't uncommon in beach flags. These 2 massive, strong guys running 100 miles an hour, diving shoulders at that one flag. I don't know if you heard it live stream from home, but there was a massive crunch as those shoulders hit each other, and no wonder there's that many shoulder injuries in beach flags.
Yeah, it was like John Worsfold on Tony Modra way back. Some of you will remember that. But yeah, big clash, and that was Jacko's plan, right? So use the body, use the bulk. Tommy Nolan had the sway in the middle of the field. We go now to our final two. Thank you, Brett Slocum. Air ups, Rafferty versus Maffescione. Looks like Tegan may have just got it. Well done, Tegan. Makes amends from the beach sprint. Nice work from her on the home sand and gets a big cuddle from Sydney Rafferty. Grant True will go down now to pick up the Taplin. We'll just grab Sydney Rafferty very quickly. Beautiful big smile from Sydney. Hey, well done. Awesome, hey?
Thank you, yeah, it was good racing against Teague. She's a great athlete, so yeah, it's great.
Nice crowd down here today as well. You got your mum and I think Auntie Peter's here as well, so they got the big smiles. You guys all look the same when you smile. You're all happy folk, aren't you?
That's what everyone says, but I don't think we do.
No, well done. Great to race, Tegan. We'll see you round two. Thanks, Sydney.
Thank you.
Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento. She picks up maximum points. Grant True is down for... We're going to the relays now, folks, the ultimate team competition. I will grab Tegan just before we go back down to Truey. Well, fourth in the beach sprint. I thought you looked a little bit unhappy about that. You've made amends. How was that?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Sydney's such a quality athlete coming through, so to get the turn on her was awesome.
What's it like having Courtney Franz back in the field? She's just a little rusty, but still pretty handy, hey?
Oh, no, it doesn't seem like she's been out for that long, so no, it's great to have her back.
Well done, Tegan. Enjoy this afternoon at your magnificent surf club. Thank you.
Cool, thank you very much.
Tegan Maffescione from North Cottesloe. Give her a big cheer, North Cottesloe people. She's a legend. All right, we go down to Grant True. Tell us what about this format, Truey.
Thank you, Simon. Very interesting format, this. So not only is it a Cameron relay, the youth competitors are used to this, it's actually a mixed Cameron. So we've got swimmers in the water, and there's some male swimmers, some female swimmers. You're going to see them tag any moment now to their runner, who's then going to tag the board paddler. So again, being a mixed event, it's all part of those tactics. Where do you put your female competitor? Where do you put your male competitor? Are they a swimmer or a runner? So it's an overall depth of the youth section. And some fantastic running coming on here. Look at the crowd getting behind them. I hope big cheers for these younger competitors. First time we've seen some of these competitors on this big stage. And look at the big smiles of these competitors as they hand over to their board paddlers.
Just as we see the guys going, I'm going to catch up with Jackson, the first multiple winner of events today. Jackson, that was very spectacular. Was that the tactic going in? Tommy seemed to have you early, then the big body came across. Was that the strategy?
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. He got a good turn and we sort of turned out, and then we didn't really come together to maybe like 1 or 2 metres out, and I think I just was a bit lucky. I sort of just stuck the arm out and sort of got it, but yeah, it was pretty close. And
it was a great race, mate, seriously. To see you get up covered in sand like that means you've had to actually put in plenty of depth through the heats and and in the final too, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I sort of used the first few to get a bit of a rhythm, and then yes, got into a bit of a roll and started turning quite well and got some good draws, which always helps. So I wasn't near Tommy Nolan for most of it, which was good, so we don't have to really get into body contact and all that to the final two.
Well done. Picked up some points to Sorrento too, as did Sydney Rafferty. Well done, Jackson. See you next time.
No worries. Cheers.
Jackson Simons from Sorrento. Yeah, a lot of support. You can hear it down here on the beach for the relay, the first of the relays, Truey. We're going into the exciting part of the afternoon. The relays followed by the junior Ironman, Ironwoman, and Open Ironman and Open Woman. How's the atmosphere down where you are, Truey?
Yeah, look, it's just starting to pick up. A lot of these younger competitors, their parents are here. It's probably something they've been looking forward to for a number of weeks after being selected into their club teams. We see North Cott just handing over for their final board paddler. And look at the atmospheres down here starting to pick up. I think we can lift it again when we see these final runners making their way in from their board paddlers. So a little bit of work there to do just on that chop. City of Perth looked like to have had the best of the board paddle. I'm not quite sure who that is, but he's come from a long way out, sitting in about 7th position going in. So still a run to go, and a big crowd assembling here on this final run amphitheatre. So final rundown there for this North Cott team just coming through to tag. So it's going to be City of Perth taking this out. The first ever Cameron event at the Surf League. Get behind her, everyone. Fantastic team effort. Motherloo now being chased down by Trigg Island. Not over yet. and good to see the crowd getting behind this. And those that are watching at home, these are the future of surf lifesaving in Western Australia, and I think they're doing everyone very proud.
Yeah, the crowd getting right behind it, the juniors, great to see them. And the future stars of the future, the Simon Hootengars and Jackson Simons right here in front of us. Imogen Harrington from City of Perth is with me now. Hey, Imogen, first across the line. Look, good support from your fellow City of Perth people, so pick up a few points.
Yeah, it's been good. The swim and the board are so hard. I just get to do the last sprint. It's really good to have strong competitors from City here.
Yeah, no, well done. And I go, what's your name, mate?
Darren.
Darren, how was that?
Yeah, good.
And you got a girl standing in front of you, but that's team racing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes. Mate, pick up some points for the club today as well, pretty important. You guys are a massive club, aren't you?
Yeah. Pretty.
Do you know how many?
Nah.
Didn't think you would, that's why I asked you. No, well done. Good on you, thank you. Well done to all the juniors, thanks Darren. Thought that might happen. Never work with kids and animals, they say, Truey.
That's right, and you're still working with me, so I don't know what that says about you. But look, these guys are, as I said, they're the future of surf lifesaving. They've been doing nippers for a number of years. Some of them might have even been at Phil Clayton's surf clinic that was held last year. Again, lots of skills coming off. Swanbourne, give a big round of cheer for the Swanee guys, please. Good to see them back in this surf league, and good way to finish, closely followed by North Cott and then the other team from North Cott. So after these guys are finished, we're going to be handing over to the Taplin, and again, another mixed event, which is going to get I'm sure, a lot of crowd cheering before we move into the Ironman and Ironwomen.
Yeah, another one of our junior North Cottesloe members come across this mighty, powerful club. 3 clubs in WA have celebrated their centenary in the last few years: Bunbury, Cottesloe and North Cottesloe. And the centenary celebrations continue down here on North Cottesloe Beach. Thanks to all the handlers, coaches, officials, volunteers who are down here today. Looking forward to a great summer of surf lifesaving. Here we are in December, and plenty of racing to be done and plenty of beach protection to be done as well. So Truey, if you can just look forward, the culmination of today's events will be the all-comers Ironman. What have you seen today, and who do you like for our blue ribbon events, the all-comers Ironman and Ironwomen today?
Yeah, so look, I think the Ironwomen, we mentioned Jade Mickle no longer here, so it's really going to open up fantastic opportunities. Knowing that a lot of these ladies have been training hard over winter. The Soraya Lees, Kira Albinson, they're going to be 2 of the ones to watch from Mullaloo and City of Perth. Will Savage last week at a state team trial. We see North Cott running past at a state team trial. Absolutely dominated in the swim. Sat back and waited, and I've been told came from about 4 or 5 positions back. I think he's going to be a tough one to beat today in the men's.
All right. Jakey Smith in there too with in the boys who won the swim league today and looked like he did it sort of reasonably comfortable towards the end. So I think there's a little bit of firepower to consider there. He says the ski's his favourite, so watch out for Jake Smith today. So just waiting on our final competitor to come through in fact, just people cooling down. So I think all the juniors are home. Truey, we go to the Taplin relay shortly, just in the marshal's hands while we finish up. Just adjust the courses a little bit. Good crowd support today from the Swanbourne Club. They've been pretty good, Swanbourne. City Beach have made a little bit of noise as well. And the 2 big northern clubs, Mullaloo and Sorrento, with big contingents here as well. So good support. Great to see the orange and blue caps from the Binning Up Surf Club here today, and the combined southwest teams. And it's been awesome to see those guys go really deep into the finals of the beach flags today with the sprinters Julia Dwyer, and she just a young girl with a big future from the Binning Up Surf Club. So well done to Binning Up, and all the coaches and the administrators involved. Little lull in proceedings. I hope you're enjoying the sights and sounds. If you're watching us at home, mybeach.com.au. We are down here at North Cottesloe Beach with the final few exciting events coming our way. Everybody's on the beach today or spectating up at North Cottesloe Surf Club. Slip, slop, slap, seek some shade, slide on some sunnies today, folks. The UV index very high. And as you know, protect yourselves and your family. Keep an eye on myuv.com.au every day.
So just as we do have a bit of a lull, there's a bit of interesting technology being used for the first time in the Surf League in WA. It's still a trial, and they're starting to use chip timing, similar to what we've seen in open water swims and in triathlons for a number of years. It's now being used in surf lifesaving events. So each of these competitors have a chip, and we're able to scan them and get the results very quickly. Helps with points, updates, and also draws for the next round. So interesting to see how that's going, and if it can make things a little bit easier for the officials. So good technology there. Simon, you've been involved in triathlons a lot.
Yeah, really it certainly helps. Is. I mean, I know that in surf it's down to the judges and everyone gets to, that's the way to understand, but it certainly helps in an event like this where you might have 64 people in that first team run, and the chip enables you to work out exactly who's finished where really quickly, upload it to the results area, and you're away. So in terms of mass participation events, which is what this is now, certainly chip timing, chip technology makes it easier for the marshals and for the final count at the end of the day. So we will have a presentation today, Truey. We'll go up to the North Cottesloe Surf Club at Marquee, permanently set up for their 100-year celebrations, and we'll hand out the checks today, third, second and first. Off the top of your head, Trig picked up a lot of points in the water events today, but I reckon the City of Perth, your old crew, they're around the mark too, aren't they? Certainly good in the boats, and certainly some picked up a lot of mass participation results, particularly in the girls today.
Yeah, we saw last year those two clubs along with North Cottesloe. North Cottesloe took out round 1, and then City of Perth round 2 and round 3. So extremely close on the point score. I do think it is going to come down to potentially probably City or North Cott today. So Trig a little bit deficient in the boats, obviously very strong in the water. And we saw just in some of those beach sprints, North Cott really starting to stamp their authority on this. So North Cott want to win this. They see this as their round. It's at their beach and they want to get the points. I think they're going to be really tough to beat today.
Little Smoky is Sorrento, massive club, a lot of participants here today and had some really good results throughout. So keep an eye on Sorrento today as well, because I think just the bulk of numbers they've been able to provide, we'll see them pretty strong as well. So I reckon they're a little smoky today, Sorrento, and we'll keep an eye on this. Now, Truey, as we turn, and for those people at home, we now go to the Taplin relay, I believe, Truey, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So again, this is a mixed Taplin. It looks like we've got predominantly males. We've got a few of the ladies paddling in this. So I mentioned in the Cameron, it's really about where do you put your competitors and where do you use their strengths. So the ski race being a massive power race, we do see generally the males doing this part. But again, we've got to balance it up with the strength of each crew. So we'll see the ski paddlers handing over to a board paddler and a swimmer. So only one runner in this one. We saw the juniors have 2, no ski paddlers. So ski, board, swim, and then a runner. So Kalani Scott there just warming up or getting ready for her effort in the ski, in the board. And I think her teammate there, Riley Walker, looking to make amends from a board paddle to really set this team up well for the Taplin.
It's the Ash Nesbitt, our starter today, our guest starter, multiple state national title winner. Big, strong paddler, downwind paddler these days. He's our guest starter, and you can see him marshalling all the competitors down there as well. So you can see Kalani down there, as you say, True. You can see Dan Humble down there as well. Nikita Freydenate, who's already taken out one of the events today, the board race. And she is a gun for the Trig Island Surf Club. So all in readiness, just have a few events to go as we move through to the final conclusion of this exciting WA Surf League from North Cottesloe Beach. 16 clubs, 11 teams, so there's some combined teams today. Juniors and seniors. Mostly finals today, apart from the boats and obviously in terms of the beach flags. Seabreeze well and truly in.
Big field here today, Simon. So all the competitors getting the briefing. You know, we've got, I think that Trig Island Cameron team are going to be a really tough one. You know, Dan Humble leading off. We've seen him take out the ski, handing over to Nikita. Not a bad combination there. for the first 2 legs. So the run is going to make a difference in each of these legs, especially in that last sprint.
Important part of any surf life-saving carnival or competition is the briefings. Very much a feature for safety, compliance, make sure people do the right course. All of these guys pretty well drilled, pretty experienced. These are the best of the best that are here today, so most of the guys do not know what's going on. Nice crowd up at the North Cottesloe Surf Club today. We're going to get to see the big hitters, the boys and the girls, go off the beach for the ski. I know I've said it a few times in our broadcast today, Grant, but I think the start of the ski race is one of these sights of the summer, I reckon. So Ash Nesbitt will try and get them lined up so they all have the same advantage or disadvantage. There's a fair bit going on there, Truey, with that chop, with that surf. Just keep an eye on Dan Humble from Trig. You can see Dan about a third of the way from the top of the field, from the northern side of the field. Angling all the machines, their boats into the southwesterly there, True. You can see that's very definite, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So this chop is going to be pushing the nose of the ski to the right, so to the north, and they're already lining themselves up just so they can head into that chop to get a nice even start, and then you'll see them cut back into those cans. So really clean start there. Dan Humble, as expected, off to a flyer.
He's away. He is away. But this, but the big fella from North Cottesloe looks pretty good as well, doesn't he, down here? But look at Dan Humble go, folks. Look at him go. So a couple of the teams have put their girls in here, which will work out later in the day. But have a look at Dan Humble go. All those years we used to watch Brendan Sarson, Andrew Mosel, Dan Humble with his huge starts. I love this part, Truey. They just motor, get the foot down, get the kilowatts up in the racing. But Dan Humble, as expected, he's already taken out the ski title today. As expected, makes his way out to the apex of the course. Strategically, the teams have to now have their gun swimmers going into the water. And as you say, Trig head off with a big one to start with. Dan Humble goes around that can for the first time. Just watched him in his last race, did we, Tree? Just watched him soft paddled for a couple around the apex and then just exploded when he got around the final one. We might say that again. Just see him there, just moving the craft around, taking the pressure off a little bit. But there he goes there, True. See him just there, gets himself onto that little run. It's the breaststroke to freestyle, isn't it, in the medley relay. There he goes, same as he did in the last ski, exactly the same. He's got so much power. He's got a fifth gear that he can go to, and Dan Humble just flying in now to the beach. He's got company, a little bit of guys being caught in a bit of dead water. That's as good as it gets. Our premier ski paddler, Dan Humble, putting on a show out there for us today, folks. Look at him go. He is amazing. He chooses to go north early, just get that run, get a bit of a gap on the rest of the field while the other guys stay south and push into the dead water a bit. But Dan Humble can use all his speed, all his experience, and all those kilowatts. He'll have a bit of company when he gets to the beach, but he gets himself on a little run. Great bit of paddling from Dan Humble, folks, from the Trig Island Surf Club. How good was that?
Yeah, that was brilliant. We saw that power in his individual ski, and he's obviously saved something special for this team events. Dan loves these team events. We heard him talking about the Taplin before, and now he gets to back it up in the shorter Taplin.
Give a big cheer, folks. Dan Humble comes in. How good was that? There's a fantastic bit of paddling there. He's got his eye on his next competitor. Dan Humble steals a march for Trig, and away they go, the Trig boys. Nice work, Mr. Humble.
Go, Tommy!
Yeah, good crowd support here for the two North Cott crews. Cottesloe coming in there, and Trig Island into their second team. That's a great show of depth there from both Trig and North Cott.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'll tell you what, I think he's the biggest man on the beach. He's like the centre half back. Tom Flowers here. Tom, how was that, mate? How was that?
Mate, that was great. Good runners out there, but that run at the end, oh, tell you what, I'm not made for that.
Mate, good support from the home track here, so plenty of cheers go, Tommy. Great event, isn't it, team events like this?
Yeah, it's great racing in team events. It always feels better, I reckon, than individuals, so it's good to see everyone down here, and I love the mixed event. It's really good.
And maybe a glass of something cold up at the club later on, mate.
Oh, mate, ready for a beer now.
Thank you, Tom. Tom Flower from the North Cott Surf Club. And big fella, built like Jonathan Brown from the Brisbane Lions. He's a massive unit. Make sure you give a cheer to all of your competitors, all your mates, folks. Every point counts. You know the deal. Every point counts today.
Yeah, so we saw Jake Smith handing over there in the first team from Trig Island. Again, he's going to be a tough one to beat. Already probably a 5 to 6 metre lead there. Tagging back into, I think, Harry Hewitt from the A team in North Cott was the second one into the water, handing over from his fantastic paddles there. And then we look back to Team C from from North Cott as well. So really good swimmers there, but have a look at that first place there, Trig Island, 10 metre gap going in. It's probably now to 20 metres.
All right, so the Hewitt family never far away from a podium, are they, Chewy? We saw Ben, of course, Tim, two gun channel swimmers and surf lifesavers. I reckon both of them would tell you that each of them is better than the other one. I think we really know it's Tim, don't we? Charlie Hewitt in the water now. This is Jake Smith, ladies and gentlemen, leading. So Trig Island, very, very strong team today. Trig Island took out the open water male swim. This is Jake Smith in the water. He had plenty in reserve, I reckon. He'll go to Ironman. So he is swimming beautifully, Jake. And as you said, Truey, when you come in with those with that sea breeze behind you, it's all about knowing which direction the water is pushing you. That's why they still have a look. There's a good insight from you as an open water swimmer. But Jake Smith has opened up, probably extended the lead out there for Trig. Hands over to Nikita Fredonay in just a moment. She has already picked up a first today, so they are in pretty good position at this stage. But Bick can go on with the board, with the surf.
Yeah, that's right. And so we see that, you know, that swim there, not only was he out in front on his own, but the other swimmers were actually working as a group to try and chase him down. So Jake there, fantastic. Look at him run through, and still heaps of energy. We saw him run well at the end of the surf race. And look who he's handing over to, everyone's favourite young board paddler, Nikita. That's going to be a tough one for any of these other clubs to try and fight their way back into first place.
So Trig 1 and 2. Look at Nikita go, folks. Nice swimming from Jakey Smith there. So he's having a good day in the water. Look at Nikita go. She was so popular last year, wasn't she, mate? Just a junior. And now racing in open company today and going super well. So Kira Albertson goes in now for City of Perth, also featured very, very strongly in the swim race today. But that is Nikita Fredonay from Trig Island Surf Club out in front. Trig have got company, so North Cott, I think, have pulled up alongside Trig in second there. But Nikita Fredonay from the Trig Island Surf Club, so good last year, so good in the Western Surf League last year as a junior. And the golden girl of the Western Surf League makes her turn now. So down onto the stomach. We see a lot of the girls do this tactic to get themselves around the apex of the course. Little look over her right-hand shoulder there, Chewy, just to see what sort of gap she's got. But look at her go.
Yeah, so she would have been working hard up on her knees on the way out there and just resting the hammies. They get really tight when you're paddling into a sea breeze. So back up onto her knees to really, capitalise on every one of those runs. A lot more power when you're on your knees, but you do have to give them a bit of a rest laying down.
So she chooses to stay on her tummy. She's got a good lead, but looks like Trig have dropped back into third out there, I think. Just keep an eye on Kira Albertson's making her move around the top of the course as well, True, from City of Perth. As we see one of the Swanbourne competitors making his way along the beach. Well done, buddy. Go Sam, go Swanbourne is the call down here. Well done, buddy. The Swanbourne guys have been fantastic today. So, big lead for Trig. She gets herself on a little run, Nikita Fredonay. Nice bit of surf craft there. And he hands over to the runner now, so nice work from Nikita out there. Hands over to the Trig Island team, who will take out the mixed Taplin relay. Look over the right-hand shoulder. By picking up maximum points today, Trig Island. The crowd goes crazy down there at the club as she comes past. So well done to Trig.
Really good paddle there from Amy Annabelle in second position from North Cott.
Look at
Went
Kira
from
Albertson go.
Third to second, and a great finish there for Tegan on this run.
Look at Kira Albertson has made up 1,000 metres in that little paddle there. Great paddle from And Tegan Maffaccioni from North Cottesloe. That's the longest she's run for a long time, I reckon. Well done, Tegan. Nice work for the club. Well done to Trigg, pick up in third. Ripper work from City Beach. That is a massive paddle from Kira Albertson today, Truey. That was a beauty. Picked up a heap of ground there. So, Trigg first and third, North Cottesloe in second, City of Perth with a massive female board leg. North Cottesloe crossing the line now. Plenty of cheers for the girls as they head in. And well done to Mullaloo as well, getting there. So give them a big cheer as they come through, folks. Every single point counts. You know the drill. Your final team event of the day. Bring them home. Make some noise. Matilda Morfess with that characteristic. I've just had 5 glasses of wine. Smile. There she goes, Matilda Morfess. Tilly Morfess across the line now. So let's bring these final competitors in, folks, in the team event before we hand over to Junior Ironman, Ironwoman, Open Ironman, Open Ironman. Swanborn, bring it in now. Well done to Swanee. Bernadette Williams comes across the line now, the winner of the first event today in the female section. Well done, Bernadette. Proud Swanborn member, Truey. We've got 3 or 4 competitors still to cross the line. So make some noise for these guys. These are all points. These will all count at the presentation today.
So we just see Secret Harbour finishing off their last runner here. So another one of our southern clubs doing fantastically well done. They've worked hard to get their crews organised for this year. And it's starting to pay off with being able to run and compete on the big stage on the Surf League. So don't forget, this event is live streamed, but you'll also be able to download and watch replays later on. So last team there for Swanborn, and Fremantle following closely behind.
Yeah, well done, Swanee. Swanee been great today. Great crowd involvement. How slow was Jackson Simons running there? Well done to Freo across the line now. So some of the combined clubs, that's the slowest you'll ever see Jackson Simons running on the sand, I reckon. Well done to all the clubs. Well done to all the teams, all the handlers. Fantastic to watch that today. Well done to Trigg. Well done to Northcott. Very, very exciting racing. Fastest board paddle of the day today from Kira Albertson, I reckon. She picked up a heap of ground. But Trigg at Dan Humble. It's enough to pay your entry fee just to see Dan Humble in the ski league today, wasn't he? Two big events from the big fella. And very spectacular. We go now to Junior Iron Women Racing. Down here to meet the starter.
So yeah, first time we've seen the youth Iron Women on the Surf League stage. And look, these are, I've said it before, but they are the future of this sport in Western Australia. So a lot of these names are going to be new to a lot of people, obviously not their parents, but we're going to see them turn into superstars very soon. So we've got Phoebe Ashwood from Fremantle. She's going to be one to watch on the southern side. Mia Nesbitt, she's going to be one to watch. Sophie Turner from Secret Harbour, very good competitor, and she's one that you're going to have to watch out for in future years. Mullaloo, Rosie Wilson, also very good, and probably the one to beat current under-14 state Ironwoman champion, Alex Slocum. How's this? Her dad's over there, former Australian beach flagger, and her mum's a former Surf Life Saving state team member. Got some pretty good genes there.
Yeah, great DNA there for the Slocums. And you can see the girls look a little bit toey as they down on the line here. We have 4 events to go today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us at home, I hope you're enjoying it. Go straight into the board paddle, the Junior Iron Woman, Junior Iron Man, and then all comers Iron Man, Iron Women. Good spread of the clubs here. We see Scarborough in there as well, North Cottesloe, Swanee. And this is a good field. The city of familiar red, white, and black of the city of Perth. Good luck, girls.
So they're just getting their final commands from the officials there, and Ashley Nesbitt starting them off again. Been doing a pretty good job all day today. It's not easy calling these even starts, particularly in the ski and the boats, but again, their final command. So it's going to be a swim first and then board. So no ski for the youth in the Ironman and Iron Women, just a straight swim and then a board to finish off. So runs in between and final commands getting given. So yeah, really excited about this race, and then we're going to see the youth males rock up on the line straight after.
Yeah, no, well explained. The Grant True down here on the beach. This is round 1 of the Western Surf League. For those of you watching at home on mybeach.com.au, I hope you've enjoyed the sights and sounds. We've had our drone in the air, cameras on the beach today. Lots of colour and excitement down here today at North Cottesloe, the club celebrating 100 years of existence. And the presentations will get underway shortly up at the North Cott Surf Club. Just hear Ash Nesbitt saying to the girls they do the same course for both of the legs. So swim first, board second, Trui, with the runs in between. Same for the junior boys today.
Yeah, in the Ironman and Ironwoman races, it's interesting. Going back sort of 10 to 15 years ago, the run or the transition was always just seen as a bit of a filler. We saw with the advent of the professional life, Ironman circuits and Ironwoman circuits, the run actually became a leg unto itself. They really trained hard at those transitions, and we'll see which of these competitors have been listening to their coaches and how hard they go through for these run transitions.
Yeah, no, well spotted. All right, just give them a big cheer, folks. All in readiness. The junior Ironwoman. A lot of the mums and dads have come down to have a look, and the coaches. Good luck, girls. And a mixture of youth and experience out there today, as Trui said. We go to the starter, Ashley Nesbitt. All right, they're away. Give them a big cheer as they go off. Good start from our competitor from Trigg on the southern side. So looking for a little bit of clear water. A little bit of crash and bash there early days. So there's a fair bit happening out there, Trui, and there's quite a strong current, as we can see. And the girls just pushing, keeping an eye on that, pushing into the southwesterly.
Yeah, so we've got in the middle of the field probably the top 3 within that good start today. Alex Slocum, I mentioned her. She's in the middle. They're just on her own at the moment, not getting a lot of assistance. We then look back to Phoebe Ashwood from Fremantle. She's on that southern side. Simon picked her early. Really good start there. And so those two are now starting to drag their own Vs. We see them sort of, like a lead swimmer have people sitting behind them. And at this stage, it looks like they're all sitting on Alex's wash, just trying to get the best line to that can.
Yeah, so Ash from Fremantle, but I think the Trigg swimmer might have just got a nose in front now. In fact, she has. So the body length's just starting to improve there from the Trigg competitor, and that is Aisha Ferguson, we think, who's out in the lead. Someone will tell us if we're wrong, True. You can always count on that at the Western Surf League, with the Trigg competitor out in front, about to make her turn around to the first of the cans. The Fremantle competitor in second there, which you called out earlier on, which is Phoebe Ashworth, looked very strong, and she is in second. And Kate Lockley from the southwest up there as well. Thank you, Trui. So the girls get to that first can. These are, in the main, gun swimmers, right, Trui? So these are the stars, the future stars. And you can see the Trigg Island competitor. When we see the swimmers from side on, you get an idea of their rating, how much kick they're using. All the courses have been short today because of the conditions and the shape of the beach. It's Trigg and Freo having a good first up swim there today.
Yeah, that's right. So as we see these ladies just making their way across the back, we're going to be seeing them just that last turn, turning right. And again, that wind and that chop just starting to sit up. We're going to be seeing if they can find a good line. So almost at the end of this last bit of the swim. And then they've got a run and then the final board to finish off the youth Ironwoman.
All right, so Trigg holding sway at the front of the field, we think. Or maybe Freo just making a bit of a move there on the northern side of the course. Bit difficult to tell. The girls going to this little bit of dead water before the swell picks up, as you heard Trui say. So Trigg and Freo have just got their noses in front, I think, here, Trui. So this is, we believe, Phoebe Ashworth has just taken the lead, but she's got company. They go into the wave zone now. There's a little bit of dead water here. We've seen it in all of our water events. True, Andrew Mosell's just come up and told me, Mozzie's just told me there are only 5 points between the first two teams today. So So of all the events that have been done and won today, there are only 5 points between the top 2 teams and another handful of points back to third. So every single point that these guys get in these final races will determine who takes out round 1 of the Western Surf League. Drewy, I'll let you call these guys in. Phoebe Ashworth is there with one of the Trig competitors, and as you say, one of the Southwest competitors in there as well. As we see them move up onto the bank now.
Yeah, that's right, and that might be Rosie Wilson from Mullaloo, I think, joining Alex from City of Perth. So these two first out. Now, you mentioned the points. Only the youth Ironmans count for points, not the senior races.
There you go. So there you go. So City of Perth have it from Mullaloo, we think. So they come through now. Let's cheer the girls on. Let's hear it. Very close to points, as I said. Well done, Aisha. She comes through now. They go out onto the board now, working really hard. You can see the effort. Mullaloo in second. Kate's there as well. Phoebe Ashworth comes through as well. One of the... Kate, we think it might be Kate Oxley from Bunbury having a good race as well. So you can see how exhausted the girls were as they came through. Give them all a big cheer. You need every single one of these points, ladies and gentlemen. The Swanbourne competitor goes around now. So a little bit of a lead change out there now. We see Mullaloo in second. We see City of Perth out in front. Mullaloo and City of Perth choosing to stay down on the board, and Trig making a move right now. North Cott comes through to the board transition. This is going to be a great finish, folks. Once they turn with that sea breeze behind them on the board, all about the surf skills and the wave skills today. How, I must say, we get to watch a lot of Ironman races. Those girls were pretty tired when they came through. They've worked hard out there today. The courses are short, so they're going flat out, redlining today. City of Perth still at the front of the field, but it looks like Mullaloo have snuck right up there as well. North Cott competitor coming through now. Well done.
Yeah, Simon, I spoke about that this is the first time we've seen the youth Ironmen and Ironwomen on this stage, and I know from, particularly the North Cotts and Triggs and City, they put a lot of pride on the line for these races, and their younger competitors, they really want to do well. You mentioned the point score, 5 points between the first two. This race and the next race are going to make a huge difference to that.
Yeah, that's right. And as you said, I wasn't aware of that, so no points in the senior Ironman or Ironwoman today. So City of Perth still out in front. If this will be it, folks, this is the run to the line. Well done. Another competitor comes through from the mighty Sorrento Surf Club. What a club that is, Drewy. You just couldn't believe how many nippers they have on the beach. The program runs 7 days a week up at Sorrento, like it does at Mullaloo, like it does at all the big clubs.
You look at this finish. We saw Dan Humble put on the power to capitalise on these runs. That's exactly what's happened in this youth Ironwomen. And we see Phoebe running through. We see Alex there just pushing onto this little chop. It's really going to come down to this final run. And have a look at these two ladies. That's Phoebe and Alex, 1 and 2. You watch this run. Crowd, let's get behind them. This is the youth Ironwomen. These points are vital. Let's get behind them, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, City of Perth got a great march up the beach there. City of Perth look like they might have it. City of Perth with a great run to the line there. Let's bring it home. Well done to the City of Perth, guys. Well done, Kate. So they come through now, City of Perth. Kate Lockley finishes now. Alex and Slocum finishing now as well. Big runs to the line for all the teams. What about that, folks? The juniors, mighty runs to the line for these guys. Every point counts. Grant True has gone down, I think, to maybe try and catch up with our winner down there. That was a great race, wasn't it? Let's bring them in. Still points up for grabs for these guys.
Yeah, Simon, I'm just down here right on the finish line with those athletes that have finished, and they're absolutely knackered. We saw it. This is obviously their last event. That was a one-hit race for a lot of these ladies. Only race they've done today, but they're absolutely spent. So I think it's a fantastic display of what this event means to clubs and what this race means to those, not just to the families, but to these as individual young ladies in the surf sports scene. So we're going to have a chat to Alex right now. She's caught her breath back almost. Alex, first time in the Surf League. Great win first up.
Thank you. happy that there's a youth now. Good to keep expanding and competing with everyone.
And you not only you are quite an accomplished surf competitor, you're also a bit of a pool swimmer as well. Does that obviously complement this side of your athletic endeavours?
Yeah, definitely. Just getting the Ks up in the pool gives me a steady base to just keep the endurance up around the cans.
Very good. And I know you've got a couple of younger sisters. I think I've seen a couple down here cheering you on. You must be really proud of, I suppose, the support you get from your family.
Exactly. They're always down here. The more support, the better.
Okay, congratulations, Alex Slocum, winner of the round one for the Youth Ironwoman. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Alex. And as you say, Truey, those girls were completely spent at the end. That's how much the points meant, and a new concept having the junior Ironwomen in the field. We see the IRBs laying out the course for the boys. Let's bring all of our competitors in. North Cottesloe finishing now. Well done. And it's a tough day at the office for the junior Ironwomen competitors. We have 3 competitors still in the water, so make sure you make some noise and get them through, because as I said, points are everything today, and there's only 5 between the top couple. We'll preview the boys in just a moment. See Kai Marchetto down there from the Trig Surf Club. We had our planning meetings earlier on today, and we talked about Kai. Certainly one to watch. Well, let's go through the field now. Thomas Simic from North Cott B, Kai Marchetto from Trig, Jacques Swartz from Swanborough, which is the combined team, Kalani Locke from City Red, Ollie Brio from Secret Harbour, Harry Ellis, Northcott, Nicholas Mattia. Let's bring these final competitors in, folks, so give them a big cheer as they come through. Nick Mattia from Cottesloe Pylon, Tristan White from the southwest, Zach Scalino from Mullaloo B, Harper Davies from Trig Island, Mitchell Lee from Mullaloo, Patrick Dart, another one of the guys to watch from the combined team, Declan Cook from Sorrento A1 to watch, Jack Rigby's in there from the Rampant Swans, and Nathan Hunt from City Black. The guys we've got our eye on today, Kai Marchetto, Jacques Swartz, Ollie Brio, Patrick Dart and Declan Cook, we reckon, are the guys to watch today. Let's bring these final couple of competitors home, folks. These points will count. Well done. Home and finishing the junior Ironwoman from Sorrento.
So yeah, Patrick Dart's from Fremantle in this Youth Ironman. One of the taller competitors in that field. Obviously on the watch. I think he's been in state teams and did really well at the Australian Championships. So one to watch there. Blue cap with the big yellow stripe in the middle. So keep an eye on that. He's actually quite a strong swimmer. So look for him to get a really good start.
Yeah, and as you said, the run leg really important today, Truey. This is just with just the 2 runs in between. So some of the guys, very, very strong swimmers, as we know. But the run is a factor today, and we do know some of the boys don't run as well as the others. So as a Kai Marchetto, second from the left here. Looks great to see Albany racing in there too, Truey, with the yellow, red, black swim caps. Not far away from a start. Ashley Nesbitt down there has the start. Well, folks, we have 3 events to go. The Western Surf League. This is race 1. We are in starters' hands. Just laying out the cans, making sure the cans are in position. So Ashley Nesbitt, our guest starter down there for that. People watching at home on mybeach.com.au, I'm Simon Beaumont, this is Grant True. We have 3 events to go. This is the final race for points, and then we go into our Ironman and Ironwomen races, which are spectacular, but not for points. It's quite possible our points race today will be determined in this race, Truey.
Yeah, look, it is still neck and neck at the top, not just the top 2, but the top 3 on the point score. So keep an eye out for Jack in that combined team. Big, strong fella, strong shoulders. Clearly looks like a swimmer, and probably off to the best of the starts there. Yeah,
Albany are away there, Truey. Albany are absolutely away there, so they are in that combined team. So you can see Kai Marchetto and the Albany swimmer have got away. So that is Marchetto on the southern side of the course, and he works himself up alongside the Albany competitor. So they're different age groups, these guys, aren't they? Different ages, and at this age, sort of 13, 14, 15 can all make a difference. But Kai Marchetto gets himself into the lead out there, although on the northern side of the course, a couple of the boys from Declan Cook, we think, from Sorrento, he's also, and Patrick Dart as well. So Marchetto moves across He has taken a little bit more of a southern line, but Sorrento are leading the junior Ironman race today. This will be spectacular, again, decided by the run today and just how well people are going to recover in between the two legs. As we saw in the board, the runs in from the board with the sea breeze behind you, very, very important. So, out in front, we reckon that is from Sorrento. We have Declan Cook and Patrick Dart are out there. Patrick Dart from Albany, and he's Kai Marchetto sitting in about third as well. So, boys working hard into the chop. Just be flat out, wouldn't it, Truey, out there today?
Yeah, that's right. They're just trying to find their line. So all the cans look alike. They sort of know where they're going, so they're lifting their head up. Problem with the chop is they've got to lift it up a little bit higher. That drops the feet, and unless you've practiced that, it's real hard to get going again. So quick right-hand turn, and the water will start running with them, and then they're basically into the chop zone. So this little finish as well on the shore, we saw it play a big role in the board of the youth Ironwoman. It's going to probably play out again in this race, I'd say.
All right, so we believe that we have from Sorrento out in front, we have Declan Cook out in front from Sorrento, and we believe Patrick Dart is sitting in second as well. Then there's a big group of boys you can throw a blanket over there, but Dart swimming well from Sorrento. Nice long stroke, hasn't he, Truey? Not too much kick there just yet, but a nice long strong bloke, big strong arms. Dart from Sorrento, just getting his work done.
Yeah, there is a bit of an advantage in sitting on someone's feet. When there's a bit of chop, it's not as extreme. In the real dead flat water, it really plays a big part. But today they're just going to be finding their own line in now. They don't want to go too far to the north because then that just means they've got to run that little bit further. So still Declan out there, probably opening up about a 2 metre lead.
Yeah, a bit of a change in direction though there, Truey. Declan found himself a little north and had to angle back across, so probably a little bit of superior navigation from Dart there, but they find themselves back online now, and that big stroke from the Sorrento swimmer back up and running. And he's going to get into that wave channel first, although Dart from Albany just sitting on the top of the wave there. So it'll be interesting to see how the other gun swimmers out there are going. We know that Kai Marchetto can swim. The other one we need to watch is in there too. So we'll just, as they get a bit closer with him, Kai Marchetto might have worked himself up to his second spot. So that's nice work from the trick bloke. Pretty good footballer too, Kai. Loved nippers since like all the other kids, since he was 6 or 7 years of age at Trick Surf Club. And his dad's an age group manager down there, which a lot of the people here today are. Kai Marchetto stands up. He's in second. So first up out of the water today from Sorrento. All important the run along the beach. So the Sorrento swimmer up first. Marchetto up in second. Let's give a big cheer, these strong boys, as they come through. So from Sorrento, we have Declan Cook coming through now. Kai Marchetto just loses a little bit of ground in that first run.
Yeah, and that looks like it's Tristan White from the Southwest crew in second. Sorry, Oliver in second position. So sort of came from nowhere. Might have caught them napping just on that shore break. And Kai's got a little bit of work to do if he's going to make his way up into that sort of challenge for that lead area. Nathan Hunt in there into sixth spot, just about to jump on the wash of Patrick Dart from Fremantle.
Yeah, so nice work there. So the Marchetto just a little slow on the sand today, getting through, but I'd say that's because he's put so much into that first swim to try and stay with the big boys. Make sure we call all the competitors through. As we say, points up for grabs today. So we think maybe Ollie Brio from Secret Harbour might be out in front. Kai Marchetto in third, and just trying to get himself on the wake of those of the Sorrento athlete in Declan Cook. So Declan had a good first up swim. So Cook in second. Famous name in surf lifesaving, the Cook family, isn't it? We've got Leighton Cook and Tamsin Cook, the great swimmer. Ollie Brahart, thank you. Always someone to help you with the pronunciation, or if you get something wrong here, True, isn't there, surf? That's what surf's very good like that. Ollie Brahart is in the top three out there today. Well done, Ollie. Kai Marchetto has got himself up into third and is sitting on the way, but I reckon that's a nice little bit of work there from Brahart from Secrets. He got himself across that apex in good fashion, and a little bit of a bumping and banging from the juniors there as second and third go around. So Exciting concluding stages of the junior Ironman, Truey. Ollie Brahart from Secrets has the sway at this stage. He's going to get himself into that wave channel first. Kai Marchetto sitting in third. We've got Declan Keekley. Kai Marchetto gets himself on the top of the wave. This is it right here, folks. This is the race right here as they go into the dead water. Brahart very, very powerful on the board today, Truey. That's a great paddle from him. Look at Marchetto working hard. He's up on his E's. He wants to try and pick up second today. Probably not a great runner first time around from Marchetto. Can he improve here? Ollie Brahart will stand up first from Secrets. Marchetto into second. What can he do?
Yeah, and he's just jumped off a little bit early there, but that's still enough of Ollie. The crowd's going to get behind this young competitor from Secret Harbour. Ollie, give him a big cheer. He's looking at this stage. It looks like he's going to take out the first place for the Youth Ironman. Kai running into second place. Have a look at Declan just putting a big sprint in. This is going to come down to on the line. 1-2 here. Sorrento just edging ahead of Trigg on the line. Fantastic racing, young men.
Well done.
And
Well
lots
done.
more to come through.
Well done. Ollie Brahart, what a great race from him. That was a superb second half of that event. Kai Marchetto gets pipped on the sand like he did in the first run, but that's a brave effort from the youngster, and he picks up third place today for Trigg. All right, well done. The boys are spent as well. Like we saw in the girls, bring them home, folks, bring them home. Like we saw in the junior iron women today, massive efforts from all these guys. Want to pick up max points.
Yeah, Simon, these guys are stuffed just like the ladies were. So they're all having a little bit of a rest. We'll give them one more minute to get their breath back, and we'll have a quick chat to Ollie. But again, fantastic racing there. And these guys know that they're making a big contribution to their overall club points. So one more race to go for today in the male and female Ironman Iron Women. But the points races are done for today. We're going to grab Ollie in just a minute and have a quick chat.
Yeah, very strong, wasn't he? As North Cott come home there, very, very strong, Ollie. He looked great, particularly in the second half. Incredible endurance. Well done to Ollie from Secrets. He's with Grant True, our winner now. I just say to all of the clubs, bring the final competitors home today. Final race for points. We've got 3, 4 still out there. Over to you, Truey. You've got Ollie Brahart there.
Yeah, Ollie, fantastic win there in the Youth Ironman. From where we were sitting, you looked like you just played it quite safe in the early parts of the swim. And really, when you hit that shore, that's when you turn this race into your own.
Yeah, I really didn't want to just blow it out, so try to go out. And then on the way back to the swim, just hit it hard, and then work the transition as much as I could and just keep it going all the way through the board.
And on the board, there was a few little runs out there for you to just make the most of?
Yeah, they were good, especially coming around that apex in the corner. Definitely just try to catch those runners as far as you can.
And so you're training over winter. You obviously got Josh Maurice back in the team down there. He's a superstar athlete, and is he helping you out with any tips?
Oh, he's fabulous. He's always there. He's pushing me, helps me with everything. It's just come so long during the winter and early summer since last year. It's just been incredible.
Well, Ollie, first win for the Surf League. Well done. And I hope we see you back for round 2 and round 3.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well done, Ollie. Well done to Secret Harbour as well. That's a great breakthrough win from them up against the power clubs today. So well done to Secret Harbour. Nice interview. And well done to Dart and all those guys, to Declan, to Cookie and to Kai for putting on a show today. That was a great race. Well done, boys. Very entertaining. Lots to like about young Ollie. We'll see him in the senior ranks very soon. We now go to the Open Iron Woman and the Open Ironmen races today, and all the competitors coming down to the start line today. Well, we said it a few times. If you just join us at home at mybeach.com.au, I'm Simon Beaumont. This is Grant True. We've been racing today since 9 o'clock. We kicked off events today with Matt Prittis from the former AFL player, 2014 Brownlow medalist, himself a former Surf Club member. Matt Prittis got our first event underway today, and he will be, he's now off with his kids up at Trigg Surf Club at Nippers. We now go to our final couple of events of the day. So it's been very exciting so far, Truey. We've had a couple of multiple winners. Jackson Simons has taken out the beach sprint and the flags. Jake Smith's had a couple of really good swims today. A little bit of a mixed bag in the women's sprint today. Tegan Maffioni picks up the beach flags, but Courtney Franz from Cottesloe wins the women's beach sprint. So it's been a little bit of a mix-up today, and because these guys have raced before in other events. This is a chance to maybe get your name on the top of the podium twice today.
Yeah, that's right. So this is an all-comers race. So again, you don't have to just have one competitor per team. It's a chance for the best Ironman and Ironwomen going around to really have a good hit out. So it's an important part of this league, but more importantly, these guys are just trying to work out where they sit against their competitors. We saw the surf boats as well. I think from where we were sitting, it was North Cott in the ladies, and then City of Perth in the men's with that really close finish and run up the beach. So still a couple of good events to go on, and looks like the crowd's just starting to hang around, and then we're going to hear who's won the point score today.
Yeah, that's right. There was only 5 points in it prior to the juniors starting, so some of the big hitters down there. We see Ethan Jackson warming up. Jacko second in the beach run today for his club for City of Perth, and we saw Ben Waterman take out the beach run today as well, and he would perform brilliantly today. So down there talking to Ash Nesbitt, our starter, the all-comers Ironman. Here comes Ben Waterman down onto the beach now, fashionably late. Ben Waterman, like his mum. The Waterman family, what a family they are. Hey, Peter, we've played state netball. And of course, Dad Chris, two-time premiership player of the West Coast. There's some good genes in the Watermans. And of course, young Alec now also playing for West Coast in the forward line. So very good genes there. Sydney Rafferty, the Rafferty's part of the family today. Sydney made the final of the beach flags today. So some pretty good DNA running through that particular family in the Watermans. What are you expecting to see today, mate? Who do you like in the all-comers?
Yeah, I think Will Savage today. You know, we saw. I've been told he did a fantastic swim. Came from behind just a couple of weeks ago. He's going to be the one to watch. So superstar swimmer, and again with the swim being the second leg, it's really going to set them up well. I'll set him up well for a win in this. Kira, we've already seen her go around in the board. She did a really good board in that Taplin. So again, to come from that far back, she's going to be one to watch, although this will be her third or fourth race. So she's going to be a little bit tired.
Yeah, she was very impressive, Kira Albertson, today. No doubt about it, from City of Perth. So competitors move into position. The all-comer Ironman. Nikita Fredino in the field as well. You can never discount her. She very showy racer, isn't she? She's great to watch. Very entertaining racer. We've seen her out there in the water today on the board and had a couple of good ones. So Ben Waterman on the southern side of the course. I haven't seen Ben go around. I saw him run today. He ran really well. Big, strong, athletic guy, Ben Waterman from the Trig Surf Club.
So the good thing about this is this is not just open competitors. So we've got some under-17s in there. The ladies are racing the males. So we've got 17s, 19s, and open competitors. So it really is an all-comer. And I'd say there's a fair bit of pride on the line. Some of these under-17s, they want to knock off the open competitors. That's a real good indicator. If you're winning open events as an under-17, you've got a good chance at the national level.
Yeah, a bit of a different event, isn't it, for the Western Surf League? And you can see the handlers getting into position now. Love this part of the Western Surf League, the club events, all the handlers. So you can see Dan Humble down there. You can say Mick Collis, the vice-captain of the Australian Sudoku team, down there at the moment, self-selected. So Mick Collis doing his best down there. Matty raced today. Matty raced pretty well in his events. In starters' hands, in Ashley Nesbitt's hands, our final event of the day, the all-comers Ironman. Cherie likes Will Savage. I like Kira Albertson in the girls, or maybe Nikita. Let's see how we go.
So again, we see there just pointing the nose of the skis just around to the left a little bit. That wind's picked up even more from even just the youth Ironman. So really good start there. Ethan Jackson off on the right, probably the cleanest. A little bit of carnage on the left, and that's going to play a big part in the rest of this race.
Yeah, that's Ben Waterman's got tangled up there. So a couple of guys go down. So Ben Waterman got well and truly tangled up with one of the girls there, I think. And he has a lot of work to do to catch up. So, and that was I think that was with Nikita Fredino that happened. So Nikita and Ben are teammates, colleagues at Trig, and might be a bit of chat about that a little bit later on. I think the two Trig guys taking each other out. So that was Nikita Fredino who went into the drink. So early days, and in the all-comers Ironman.
And we've got Ben Jones on that blue ski with the yellow nose, so probably the best of the starts there. And just on his left-hand side there on that white ski, you can see Ethan Jackson there. So not a bad swimmer, young Ethan, but Ben Jones so far just getting his nose in. We've seen what a big difference that makes in the open skis. When Dan Humble gets around that can first, he's gone.
Yeah, you can. Let's just see if they can replicate what he did today and turn that power on. Ben, there's no doubt Dan Humble soft paddled across the apex and then just poured it on once he was downwind. But that's a good start from Ethan Jackson, isn't he? Just finished year 12 as well at Churchlands High School. And I know all his mates have been partying at Levers and partying pretty hard, but he's got himself into okay shape to finish off in the all-comers Ironman. So, Ben Jones makes his way back in. Ethan Jackson sitting on his hammer in second place, getting the nice runs into the beach. Where is Will Savage? A couple of little runs as they come in. The old north-south selection, very important here, but nice work from Ben and Ethan as they come into the beach. Both on nice little runs there and have stolen a bit of a march on the rest of the field. So Jones up now and Ethan Jackson up right behind him. So went a little bit north there, Jacko. But nice work from the two boys from City of Perth. Give them a big cheer. Sorry, Trig Island and City of Perth.
And we see Kira and the ladies just coming in. It's a really good paddle. Ski's quite a strong, more masculine type part. So she's done well to be fourth across the line there. So still a lot of work to do. We know Ethan's a good swimmer. Ben Jones, really good swimmer as well.
That's a great contest there between those two, isn't it? What about Kira Albertson, folks? That's a great ski paddle from her. Well done, Kira. Up there with the rest of the boys. Here comes Ben Waterman. Got caught up a little bit earlier on with his teammate in Nikita, but Ben Waterman gets that big frame going. Beautiful dive into the surf there from Ben Waterman. That was magnificent. All right, race in two out there today. So Smith and Jackson from Trig and City Beach. And Kira Albertson, what a paddle.
Yeah, and just on their feet, so sitting in third is Daniel Snook. He's done a really good ski paddle there. He came a little bit south compared to the others, which means he had to paddle a little bit further. And then we see the other two, the next lot of the ladies just starting to come through. But to this stage, Kira, she's still sitting in fourth or fifth spot overall. But just have a look at Ben and Ethan out in front. It's going to be a pretty hard one to pull back from there.
Yeah, so Ben's, as you say, great swimmer, isn't he? He's had a terrific swim there. Good start. I thought that maybe Jacko caught him ever so gently off the shore. Just got through the waves really well, Jacko, but Ben really pushing into that chop today. So a little bit of youth versus experience, I suspect. A little bit of strength, perhaps. Kira Albertson's had a blinder in the first ski. Nikita Fredno's a fair way back after getting tangled up, and she did fall off her craft earlier on, tangled up with Ben Waterman. But he is around. That's a good, look at that good, that's a good first leg, True. You'll appreciate that as a distance swimmer. He has powered away there, Ben, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's not very easy to do going into a chop. If you're fresh and you got your legs up, you can get a good lead running with a swell or on waves. But to just power through, that's all that is. He's just powered his way through and put probably, well, we say half a string line on Ethan there. So that's probably 7 or 8 metres, maybe even more. And once he turns, he's going to get that push, and it's going to be real hard to peg back from there. So still some work to do.
Set his waist up really well there, hasn't he? Just that must have been the strategy. Just hammer the first part of the swim, and that set him up beautifully for the all-comers Ironman. So Ben out in front from Trig, Hayden Jackson around that can. Sorry, not Hayden's the father. My apologies. So Ethan Jackson with plenty of arm turnover and working hard, and you can see Ben's having a fantastic swim leg there. Got his head down. And just powering into the shore, coming into that little bit of dead water there. Final event of round one of the Western Surf League. If you're watching us at home on my beach, thanks to everyone who's come down today to North Cottesloe for hosting us. Looks pretty good on the balcony up there. I reckon you might be able to get yourself a coffee or a glass of something cold up there, Truey, a little bit later on. But this is a really good swim. Ben Jones from the Trig Island Surf Club picking up what looks like some valuable points there. Ethan Jackson in second from the City of Perth Surf Club. Snook and Savage thereabouts. Patrick Ely sitting in third. Thank you, sir. Patrick Ely in third. So great strong swim. There could be the race white there. That's a ripper swim from Ben Jones as he makes his way onto the sand. He has a little look over his right-hand shoulder. Give him a big cheer as he comes through. Goes now to the board transition. And that is a fantastic swim from Jones. Well done. Ethan Jackson stands up right now. He has powered away there. That's a great swim.
Yeah, it's a really good swim, but just have a look at this board. So Ben's going to go in. These guys are still running. He's got two little waves to pop over, and then he's in basically clean water. So these guys are still working hard on the beach, and Patrick Ely there in third spot. Ethan's got a fair bit of work to do to hold him off. Ethan's a very good board paddler, but Patrick's done well in open board races as well.
Really good competitor, Jacko, though, isn't he? As an 18-year-old, he's a gun competitor, gives it his all. And as we see, Ben Waterman's made up a heap of ground now, so comes through now. The winner of our beach run today. He's had to make up a heap of ground after getting tangled up at the start, but Ben Waterman goes into the water now. Ben Jones out in front, looking superb. Jacko goes back down onto the stomach. Impressive competitor, Ethan Jackson. Trigg holding first, third and fourth.
And then Daniel Snook there in fifth from Sorrento. So he's going to be joined very quickly by the next lot of competitors. So all these male competitors now being chased down by some female competitors, and we'll try and pick those names up as they get closer.
Yes, I think Kira Alverson's feeling the efforts of the day today. Had that magnificent first ski, so she comes through now from City Beach. Let's give it up for Kira. She's doing it tough. Come on, Kira. It's for the club, for the City Beach, City of Perth. And here comes Nikita coming through now from Trigg. So Trigg going pretty well. Beautiful little run. Beautiful bit of surfing out there from Ethan Jackson just then. The big right-hand turn, hand in the water, Truey. Big bit of spray. Nice work from him.
Yeah, he'll like that. That just shows the amount of speed that you can get on these runs coming around the can. So Ben Jones there, we saw him just sort of, I suppose, consolidate his lead, and then he's just turned it back on as he's come back into the shore. So one final run leg there, and that will wrap up the first round of the surf league. So guys that are on the beach, get behind Ben. It's a great way to finish off a great surf league, and Ben Jones taking out the all-comers Ironman and Ironwomen. So big round of applause for Ben as he makes his way down this final running chute.
Yeah, set it up with a magnificent swim in the second leg. Ben Jones from Trigg. They've had a good day out, Trigg. Well done to you, Ben. Nice work, mate. If you're watching at home, first competitor across the line in our final event. Ethan Jackson from the City of Perth will pick up second. Good day for him. Picked up second in the beach run today as well. Gets the high five from his teammates from one of the Collis boys. Ethan Jackson finishes well. Well done, mate. Good work. And Patrick Ely in third. Well done, mate. So Trigg picking up some good points today. All-comers Ironman.
Thanks, Simon. I've got Ben Jones here.
Yeah, Ben Waterman just coming across the line. So big cheer for Ben Waterman. Got tangled up early, but certainly plenty to like about there. Truey, just keep an eye on the first woman, if you will, and we'll do that in just a second. Back to you, Truey.
Yeah, so we've got the winner of the all-comers, so the male division of the Ironman is round one of the surf league. Ben, that really good swim, but your ski, where you sort of were not as highly placed as you thought.
Yeah, well, I had a stronger ski than I thought. I haven't really been on the ski that much, doing open water most of the off-season, but sort of I knew the transitions were my weak points, so I sort of tried to do the effort in the water so I didn't have to run as hard on the beach.
Yeah, that's a good move in the swim. You're saying you'd been doing a fair bit of miles in the open water categories over winter. That's obviously played out well for fitness into the final board leg.
Yeah, well, I just got back from World Championships last week in Adelaide, and it made a big difference in the flat water, so I just thought the longer the race went on over here, it may pay off better, having done the miles over the winter.
Very good. So the surf league, you've had a few other events today?
Yeah, well, I was lucky enough to have a go with the Southwest team. Good bunch of guys. I really enjoyed it today. Yeah, so it's a bit of a shame that the Ironman didn't count for points, but that's the way it goes.
So there we go. So round one winner for the Open Ironman, Ben Jones. Congratulations.
Cheers.
I'm down here with Sophie Lloyd, who's the first female home, and the girls are breathing hard. And Kira Albertson's home. She looks pretty tired as well. Sophie Lloyd, I can never tell whether you're happy. How are you feeling?
I'm tired, but yeah, I'm happy with that result. Yeah.
Pretty rough and choppy out there. Quality group of girls. Had to really work out there today, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really hard. I came out like last in the ski, but I had to make my way back in the swim.
Kira had a massive ski leg, didn't she? She got out the top 5 with the boys today, so well done to you, Kira. She's had a good day. You've had a good day too. Picked up a couple of titles and got some points for your club.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll see you the next one.
Yeah, we'll.
Well done, Sophie Lloyd, who's just completely run out of the ability to talk today. I might just check in with Kira just very quickly. Kira Albertson. Kira, great first up ski leg today, hey?
Thank you.
And you've had a big day too. Lots of events for you today, but you picked up lots of points for the club. So put the feet up and then on to round 2, I suppose.
Yeah, on to round 2 next in January, I believe.
Well done. You had a great day today. Thank you, Kira.
Thank you.
Kira Albertson, who picks up about 5th place today. And 2 good winners today. Sophie Lloyd, very, very strong. Last out of the ski, Sophie Lloyd. Had a powerful swim that she won the women's swim leg today as well. So well done to the City of Perth. We don't know who's won, True. We don't know who's won today. It's a point system. Every point counts. Going into our final couple of races, there was only 5 points between our first couple of teams. So we're going to find out very shortly up at the presentation. I believe that the people who are watching at home may know, because that might get flashed up soon, but you and I will find out at the presentations.
Yeah, that's right. So all these guys packing up their gear, boards and skis and boats going on trailers, and then we'll be up for the main presentation. So look, again, Surf League's turned on some fantastic races. Not just, we've got boats running, we've got the longer distance 1K, and then we see, the traditional powerhouses in the skis and the swim and the board. So really exciting concept. Can't wait to see how the points go.
If you had to pick one moment today, Tree, the best summed up round 1 of the Western Surf League, what would it be?
Oh, I think Dan Humble. Just he's so far ahead of everyone. He's just able to sit down, sit nice and controlled, and then that turn of speed, playing out to his game plan, smashes everyone.
Pretty spectacular. You can hear it feel it on the beach too. You can just hear and feel it all on the beach. I thought the women's beach sprinting today was fantastic. Courtney Franz is back in town from Cottesloe after a 6 or 7 year break. To see her and Tegan Maffascioni from North Cott and to Sydney Rafferty going head-to-head in the beach flags and the sprint was the standout for me today. What about the final between Jackson Simons and Tommy Nolan today in the beach flags? Nolan gets his nose in front. Jacko comes through with a big hip and shoulder. It's been a big day for the sprinters as well.
Yeah, that's right. And I said it at the time. No wonder they hurt their shoulders. That was probably, registered on the Richter scale at some level, that big hit. And I hope we got some good footage of that. That was amazing. I think it's also great that we had the Southwest team in. Secret Harbour worked hard to get a team in. And we saw 2 teams from Swanbourne. Fantastic all-round club event.
It was on behalf of Grant True and Simon Beaumont down here at the beach at North Cottesloe. Thank you for your insight today, True. Always a lot of fun. We go on to round 2. We will go on to the presentation. They will be streamed live as well. You'll see some of the results on our mybeach.com.au results, but we will bring you the results from the presentation very, very shortly. Thank you for having us today. Remember, if you are on the beach this summer, slip, slop, slap. Slip, slop, slap today, folks, or seek some shade or slide on some sunnies. Grant True and Simon Beaumont on the beach at North Cottesloe for the Western Surf League. we will need representatives from our first three clubs. We have 3 trophies. Craig Smith-Gander will help us with our presentations today. Shh, bit of shush, thank you. I'd like to invite Phil Clayton forward to say a few words. He helped us with the age group managers clinic from yesterday and also from the nippers as well. Hey? Nothing? Come up, mate. Thank you. Thanks for coming over, mate. How are the kids and how are the age group managers?
Yeah, it's fantastic getting over here to Perth. It's amazing when you get a bunch of kids that actually want to get out there and learn. And I've had a lot of families come up and mums and dads say thank you today. So I think it was a great clinic and everyone learned a few little things.
We'll get you back for round 3 as well. But thank you for coming over to Perth today. Please put your hands together for Mr. Clayton, who's over with us today. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. All right, folks, I'll just go through the teams. You can see the results up there. We would like a rep from our top 3. Goose will shake some hands and hand over the checks. 1,000 for third, 2,000 for third, and I think 3,000 for our winners today. As you know, the events aren't linked. There are 3 separate stand-alone events. I hope you enjoyed today. Some standouts. I think as testament to how hard people try for their club was the junior Ironman and junior Ironwoman races. All of the kids, when they finished, were completely exhausted and completely spent. We saw some magnificent beach sprinting today. Dan Humble put on a couple of ski clinics as well, and it was a fantastic day. So I hope you enjoyed it. Can you please put your hands together for the North Cottesloe Surf Club, who host us today. They're in their 100th year. Great surf club. I know a lot of you are clapping for them reluctantly because they're your competitors, but thank you to Northcote, did a great job. All right, we'd like to thank all the competitors from the Southwest Combined team to Swanbourne. Great to see Cottesloe back today. Rampant Swan, Sorrento A, Northcote as well. Secrets, we had a winner in the junior Ironman from Secret Harbour today, which is very spectacular, in Ollie Brower. Mullaloo A, City Red, the combined team from the Southwest, Mullaloo B, North Cottesloe B and Trig Island made up the points, but we now present in 3rd place with a total of 101 points, North Cottesloe A. Well done to Northcote. If someone from Northcote can come forward, please. Someone from Northcote can come forward and accept the trophy. Tom Nolan comes forward. What a great final in the men's beach flags it was today. Well done, Tom. Stay there, mate, for the photo. Well done. In 2nd place today was the Trig Red team. Let's hear it for Trig Red. Well done, Dan Humble. Great club man, great community member. Well done to you today, Dan. Fantastic, spectacular ski racing today from Dan Humble. And the winner by only 3 points, as you can see up there today with 122 points, was the City of Perth, the black team. Up they come. City of Perth have done pretty well with a couple of important celebrations last evening for their male and female competitors. Mate, do you want to say a few words? Of course you do. Yep, come up. Thank you very much. Well done to the City of Perth.
Yeah. The big thanks to the team. So obviously having the boats and the youth in there, it's a bit of an organisation to get everyone involved. I think it was really good to see some of our younger competitors today, which we haven't seen down before in these sort of events. And also I'd like to say a big thanks to Linda for setting everything up for our surf sports. I know it's a really big job. And also thanks to Northcote and you guys putting on the event. Great day.
Well done, City Perth. Thank you. Folks, that concludes today. For all you people watching at home, mybeach.com.au, thank you for joining us. We're back on the 12th of January for round 2. Bring everyone, juniors, seniors, let's make it bigger again. You can see what the Surf League's all about. It's about mass participation and having some fun and going club on club. Well done to all our competitors today. Well done all the volunteers, all the marshals. We'll see you at round 2 at Scarborough on the 12th of January. I hope you enjoyed the Western Surf League. I'm Simon Beaumont.